Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network, and thank you for joining us on this terrific Tuesday as we've had a jam-packed day in the wrestling world. We were already live once today talking about it. We got so much to talk about, plus we got a good card ahead for NXT tonight as we head through the Dusty Classic and head towards the finals of that one. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, get in that chat. Do not go anywhere. Strap on, strap in, and grab your snacks and feel good. Let's go! Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network, and in what has been somewhat of a historic day in wrestling and given us a whole lot of content to talk about tonight, but it's going to be a fun one. NXT is on tap as part of our Rumble week as we move forward. It's going to be a fun one on the channel tonight. We want to know what is on your wrestling mind. What do you want to talk about? Lots to talk about, but I will remind you who takes you through these wrestling journeys every night. I am Mr. Every Night KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Run.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight KJ White. I am my guest, Run DM Big C.
Yeah, it's like Run, yeah.
Yeah, I am Big Nick, and sorry, NXT, about your damn luck, but it has not only been a historic day in WWE today, it has been a historic day in pro wrestling. It has been a historic day in entertainment and business news, even, because we're talking billions and billions of dollars.
100%. It's been all that you can find on Twitter, on Instagram, Google some shit. It pops up for no reason. It's all over the place, Nick. It's a crazy one. And for those who don't know, we did cover it earlier, so go check out that video. But the WWE has agreed to a 10-year deal with Netflix to move Monday Night Raw to Netflix in 2025 for $5 billion, give or take a few pennies. So a huge deal for them. I've seen the reaction from across the wrestling world. I even talked about it earlier, just like even here in Canada, mainstream, run-of-the-mill news coverage of this big story that's popped out of wrestling. Like, this is where wrestling is now transcending the wrestling fans, transcending the industry, and working into the mainstream. Everybody's talking about The Rock. He's now a part of Endeavor. There's so much to get into with this one, Nick.
It's got more layers than an onion, and 100% we are fully back into, again, it's not fully the internet or the Attitude Era, it's the internet era here.
Yep.
But yeah, especially with you guys in like Canada and international and everything, because not only is it going to be Monday Night Raw on Netflix, but all of WWE's content, so like the network's going away overseas, and it's going to become all incorporated into Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. And I mean, as a person that uses Netflix quite often, I mean, this comes in handy. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we know Netflix loves bumping out documentary series after documentary series. So what are they going to cover? What are they going to tap into? What kind of specials are we going to get because of this relationship? I mean, there's a lot here. 250 million people worldwide.
Yeah, 260 million, and I think they just got another 30 million last year in subscribers.
Yeah, and then you look at like 80 million alone in the US of A. Like, this is a big deal, a big platform. I did see some people out online today saying, "Oh, there goes their ratings." One, the ratings change obviously because now we're viewing stream numbers. So there goes the ratings is a funny comment to make unto itself. But you got to understand the reach of this is completely different. And I think domestically, sometimes the American audience can get a little, self-involved and think like, oh, people are just going to give up on the show. Yeah, but an additional 200 million people now have access to it. It's going to be a big deal for this company globally.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's why even you were touching on it earlier of why it's a huge news even in Canada, across the seas, anywhere you look, whether it's Wall Street Journal's covering this, Sports Illustrated, while they still exist, is covering this, ESPN, et cetera, is covering this because everybody's got a Netflix subscription, and if you don't, you probably are still hooked on to your like parent subscription or something like that, still using it as a guest account.
Hey,
Password
look,
sharing is not a thing, but it's one of those that it goes back again to wrestling was mentioned at the Emmys. We've got blockbuster movies being made about wrestling. Now we're already jumping the curb and getting involved in streaming and with one of the biggest players in the game. It's interesting that remember when we all thought it was going to be Amazon Prime?
yeah,
And we were all up in arms of, oh, God damn it, now I got to get a goddamn Prime subscription. But meanwhile, everybody uses Amazon to order everything online.
mm-hmm.
Everybody uses Netflix, whether you want to admit it or not, to watch movies, to watch documentaries, everything like that. So you already got the $9 out of you.
Yeah, and I
And it's
mean,
going to go up, but yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I stand by at the time when we were talking about Amazon, I was a little concerned, as I was when I heard the news about Netflix of, ooh, putting a show behind a paywall, how is that going to work? But then, like a good person, I did some research and I started reading and I saw the numbers. And again, the WWE is not entering into this deal for 10 years without knowing the ramifications of it, without knowing the reach of it. And everybody, when you talk about ratings and you point out, like, hey, that particular show's not doing great ratings, you'll be reminded, well, people don't watch cable anymore. They download, they stream, they do other things. So now, on the other side of that coin, what do you think they're going to be doing? With more and more people giving up on basic cable, not being on cable is probably best for business. Now, you also add in the caveat commercial free wrestling. That automatically shortens the show by 45 minutes on Mondays for sure.
Yeah. Could you see them go into 2 hours?
I can. I mean, again, because the marketing dollars change, right? And the money changes. You may get like advertisement on the ring mats, like they've talked about before, like the UFC,
Mhm.
where we'll start getting, Slim Jim and shit on the actual canvas. They will get their advertising dollars in different ways. But if you go a commercial free show, and what do you think? We get what 12 to 14 commercials per episode of Raw.
Right.
Now you just reduce that. Even if you don't change the format, now you have just that content without the additional almost hour of commercial time.
Yeah. Without the commercials, you're pretty much already trimmed it down to about 2 hours right there.
Yeah, you're getting pretty close.
Right. But also back to part of your point earlier too of, well, everybody was expecting Tony Khan to go to HBO Max, and that was going to be the big streaming service, and that was the giant, coup for Tony Khan to do. Now that WWE's done it, gotten ahead of them with a huge deal with one of the powerhouse players. Now it seems like you've got people, oh well, they ran them off cable, or now like you were mentioning about the ratings. Now all of a sudden the ratings actually matter to some people. When before it's why are we talking about ratings? Now you want to bring them up.
If I was Tony, I'd move Dynamite to Monday just to say I won the Monday Night Wars.
I saw somebody pitch and move Collision to Monday.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, it's silliness. And I mean, again, you look at the value of this. You look at the people involved when you're talking about TKO and talking about Endeavor Group, Dwayne Johnson becoming a board member and all the hype around that. And then you look at all these interviews we saw today. There's Nick Khan on the Pat McAfee show. They're on the Wall Street shows. They're fucking on CNBC. This is different, right? This isn't like Dave Meltzer and the Wrestling Observer exclusive. This is big fucking deal. Full grown up news for everybody.
Yeah, well, because it does involve obviously the stock market and everything. But yeah, and it's interesting you brought up the Pat McAfee show. I know you went earlier, so go and check out that video. But after you went live, Nick Khan was on Pat's show, and he got asked directly about, is Monday Night Raw going to stay on Monday nights?
Yeah.
Tentatively, I guess, allegedly, he tiptoed all the way around this question.
What a fucking answer.
Right. But as plans sit, it will stay on Monday night. That does not mean once this plan goes full bore here that it'll actually stay on Mondays.
Yeah, if they feel like they can get more viewers on a different night, they'll do it. And what he said that I found very intriguing as a fan was if we're on Mondays, it'll work. If we're not on Mondays, it's gonna work. Don't worry. And that's kind of the facts of it. And I know a lot of I mean, fringe fans can say what they want, but if you're a wrestling fan, for all the fucking apps and downloads and shit that you and I go through as wrestling fans, you're gonna
Right.
do it. You're gonna, like, if you don't have Netflix, you're gonna find a way to get it because you're gonna want to know. You're gonna want to see what's going on. You're not just gonna give up on wrestling because it's no different than TNA Plus and Ring of Honor Club and
But
one thing
now,
after
granted,
another.
that is the counter argument of now do you just have to have 80 million apps? And then there's been cause and concern and worry about how much the app price going to go up
It
to
will go up.
obviously,
Mhm.
to counterbalance a $5 billion deal. So now it's no longer $1 bill, Phil. It's $5 bill, Phil.
$5 bill Phil. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and again, that's just the nature of the beast. It's not Netflix fault that a whole bunch of other companies copied them once they made it big and popular, right? Like once they hit gold with the streaming services and the subscriptions, then everyone came along. Disney Plus, Amazon, Hulu, there's so many now, and I get it. But if you love something, like I've downloaded apps just to watch a particular show. I've been like, oh shit, I gotta go download Stack, like whatever it is that particular week.
Seriously, yeah. We've got plenty of them. We've gone through Fight, which is now Triller. We've got,
Yeah.
Christ, I have YouTube TV just so I can make it so I have the fucking SmackDown streams and everything.
Right. So that's the thing. I mean, the people that think that this is any way, shape, or form a negative today, they really don't have a sense of what's going on. They don't have their finger on the pulse of anything. And again, let's say of the 80 million potential people in, the US of A that don't necessarily want to tap in, or you're, a group of your market that doesn't want to follow you to Netflix.
Mhm.
What you lose in domestically, you're going to make up international. Right? Because now you're putting Raw in the hands of so many people.
Yeah, before it was Raw was I can't even remember the exact number of how many homes or whatever USA Network was actually in, but it certainly was not 260 million homes
No,
that Netflix is available. And Christ, you can be sitting there just watching on your phone. You didn't even need a goddamn TV to watch it.
not at all. That's the other part of this, right? People who don't have TVs, they just have a phone, right? A lot of people, 90% of people have a phone. Not everybody has a TV. So, with that being said, we are getting close to the start of NXT. So, gonna say hello to Alexis. How you doing? How you doing? In fact, there you go. $5 bill Phil. I mean, again, it feels pretty good if you're on this side of the ledger, right? Things are
Well,
looking up.
to me, it's should be a win for pro wrestling, and
Yeah.
it doesn't even involve a certain side because if anything, this should be a bargaining chip for Tony.
Yeah.
If he wasn't already in bed with Warner and they didn't
Mhm.
already have a stake of
Yeah.
this is what I value, and you want to put me on HBO Max, well, now you're going to compete with them. That's what they offered,
Well,
so
yeah,
you're
and
going
that
to go around that, but
negotiation,
they know they can't get that.
well, they don't though. That's where I really find the negotiation going to be extremely interesting between Warner Brothers Discovery and Tony Khan, because they're going to look at the analytics, they're going to look at the numbers, and Tony's going to sit in the room and go, "We're on the hottest run we've ever been on. Things are great." And they're going to go, "Ooh, are they?
Ooh,
Are they?"
safe. Okay, Tony.
A-Town, good to see you. How you been, buddy? I feel like it's been a hot minute. Can't beat WWE event live. Last night, Raw was off the chain in the Smoothie King Center. Going to Dynamite next Wednesday. Let's go. Happy to hear that, buddy. Hope you are doing well. A-Town has got a few comments. Chamber, Damien, Brother Fluff Salisbury, as the show, I believe, is going to start on my end in a second.
Yeah.
Sophie, how you doing? Juan, what's up? AJ, C Money, Boston, new member. Welcome, 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 C Money.
Yeah, like I feel like you've been here before a time or two.
I got then
I have Richard.
Dale Campbell. Yeah, rest in peace, Ice Train. And I'll be honest, I can't speak too in depth on Ice Train, but
No,
he did pass away, so T's and P's.
right. I have then.
There we go.
I have now.
Hassan or Haseen, good to see you. Kevin's back with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. MDB, Wrestling for Life over everyone, which is a good time to mention our new t-shirts. We also just came out with today a Wrestling and Chill t-shirt. Go figure. How to get ahead of the market on that one, folks.
Right. You 100% know that mommy's doing some, Netflix and chill type, ad reads for Monday Night Raw.
Right, let's go. But We are getting the recap from last week's NXT as this one kicks off. I heard you can't share Netflix subscriptions anymore. When there's a will, there's a way.
I was gonna say, yeah, absolutely.
Little Dicky getting shut down.
Why?
Nathan and Axiom feels like a good team. Sucks they might lose to Bron and Corbin. I think they probably are going to lose. A great team. I mean, they got potential to hang out together, but I don't know how I feel about it. Mike, good to see. Who else?
Does someone make a great team just because they have nothing going for themselves individually?
Right. This is a valid argument. Richard, welcome back. Eric Tate, good to see you. Keyshawn, how are you? Woo!
Yeah. Anybody and everybody popping off in here.
I like it. Easy Bakes back with us. So what you're saying is 1 year left of Dickie Wolf left.
Yes. End of an era. We'll have to retire Richard Wolf into the Wrestling for Life Hall of Fame.
I saw other people put out that sentiment of like, no more Chicago Hope before a wrestling show.
Yeah,
like,
you won't see me halfway captivated on what's going on with Law and Order while KJ's doing the intro now.
Yeah, Nick is an expert in the last 5 minutes of every episode of SVU.
I can tell you by the last 5 minutes what episode it is.
But yeah, no, definitely good. Netflix and Phil, I posted that on our Instagram story today. Made me laugh when I saw that. Netflix and Phil. Yeah, literally, kind of accurate.
Well, it reminds me, sorry, I know I don't want to click on it, but MDB in the chat, my homie there.
I'm clicking on it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Disney Plus and Thrust.
Well, Mike, Hulu's and I don't know. Anyway, Big Nick looking icy with that gold chain.
You got to, well, if there's money going around, you got to act like you got something in your pockets, Playboy.
As we are opening the show with Bron,
I'm hoping to catch a stray bill out here.
Right. The Chosen Vessel. Back to Netflix and chill on this topic.
Right, we're trusting in, I guess, biblical versing. We're taking this shit to the biblics.
Oh my God, he's wearing a wolf hat.
Does this mean I need to get my buffalo hat?
Did the dingo eat your baby?
Well, he's got Braun's fucking wolf hat shit. So that's why he just looks so goofy.
Right.
I do like this tag team, though. I know we talked about last week. They're kind of the name promo segment bull crap back and forth was a little too run on and meandering, but they kind of work. And especially if you don't have something for Braun on the main roster right now, this is a great spot to be in.
More experience, more time in the ring, more time doing the stuff outside of just showing up and being a jacked athletic dude. He gets to kind of show some range. Can he be funny? Can he be playful? Can he work in a partnership? I mean, again, it's great experience for a guy that if you threw him up in the main roster right now, he could get lost in the shuffle. There is so much going on. And I know there's fans of Braun out there who think, get him in there. He can be a world champ. Not today, he can't. So, yeah.
Especially not today. And yeah, you've kind of talked me back off that cliff there. But yeah, even to be with a guy like Baron Corbin, respectfully, put some respect on Corbin's name to be out there and a guy that can get a mustard stained t-shirt and a bad fucking balding haircut over.
Sorry, I'm a little dizzy.
Vitamins in full effect.
Yeah, this entrance is a lot on the vitamin brain.
Well, especially with that cloud, it's that Ric Flair drip there.
Yeah,
he's taking over.
A-Town saying that Jade made an appearance after the show went off the air last night. That's intriguing.
Fair enough. Well, you've called it for the longest time. We could be getting very close to her in-ring debut. Her on-screen debut versus her off-screen debut.
Could be any minute now, folks.
Mm-hmm.
HBK just added Scripps versus Dragon Lee. Interesting. That shall be a flip fest.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're off and running. So little guys are going to have to stick and move.
We'll treat it like boxing. Gonna be hip hop night on the channel tonight.
Yeah, right. No shit. Something witty. Sorry, I'm tired for brother Fluff. It's okay. We don't always have our A game.
Well, I know. Where is that? I feel like I want to give it a star just because that's so creative. You keep reading, I'll find it.
There you go. I started. What are Big Nick's thoughts on Raw going to Netflix? Fair enough, because I think you've touched on it, but I mean,
I think I've given a lengthy dissertation on my feelings. I think it's fantastic. I find it's going to be very interesting. And like I said, to me, it's again WWE getting on the forefront of where everything seems to be going. We've had the whole back and forth, whether you like ratings, whether you're into them, whether you give a fuck about them, whether you don't.
yeah,
If that argument kind of just dissipates to now it's the streaming services and you can get a lot more room to expand and a lot more room to grow internationally. And like we've talked about, of everybody's got Netflix theoretically even in their goddamn pocket, let alone on a TV screen.
yeah. I mean,
So
and there's 5 billion reasons why this is a fucking wonderful idea.
facts.
You know, again, if you're guaranteed 5 billion, yeah, I mean, maybe the experiment doesn't work, but you made 5 billion.
Right. Well, now granted, as we did have ding ding, so let us know who you're taking, whether you're taking Baron, what are they? The Wolf Dogs.
The Wolf Dogs.
Or Team Flipty Doo with or Team Vitamins with Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, Team Broken Librium or the Wolf Dogs. Who let the dogs out is what we want to know here tonight. What's up, Jake, the aerial assassin? How you doing? I'd be surprised if I see Okada on NXT tonight. Yeah, I wouldn't see him. You won't see him tonight. I think you'll see him in the Rumble before you see him anywhere else.
Yeah. And we can talk about that at a point.
Yeah,
with the Okada and NXT thing, because I kind of get where you're coming from, but I kind of disagree.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, we can have that conversation. It's just I'm following the pattern of every other big star that came out of that company. And
I get it. Like I said, I do get it, but
a lot of news of the WWE today. Yeah, they said screw it, we're taking over Tuesday. So they've put out a shit ton of news today.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a recurring theme, whether it's Tony with his Twitter or whether it's Nick Khan, it's the other Khan. Now, I saw that going around of Tony's little quote about there's only one Khan in pro wrestling, and it's Tony. And then it just cuts to Nick Khan like MJ, and I took that personally.
Right. Interesting events today. Yeah, and then not to mention that, you know, KP has been overshadowed. The I don't know if it's a firing, but the removal of Kevin Patrick from SmackDown, which we've all
get out of here. They just grabbed the hook and just took him out.
Bye, Felicia.
Right. Well, I was saying we should offer out to be in the treeouts there. We'll go to the treeouts for that.
Let's go. I'm in.
But
we got a tag to Bron from Corbin. Corbin gets kicked in the face for his efforts, though.
Right. I did want to bring up just quickly that I guess I did see that Netflix does have a potential opt-out after 5 years, but can also renew for another 10 years.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, again, we will find out. I mean, this will tap into the wrestling fans. And I think if you do a lot of like documentary series and such, I mean, look how well the OVW documentary series did.
Well, this is also Netflix's big leap into live content. Yeah. They've done a little bit before, but this is their real giant leap into live content. And with it being pro wrestling, I think Nick Khan said it on the McAfee interview. They go damn near 365 days a year, 52 weeks a year, 100%. There is always going to be something. There's ready-made content. All Netflix has to do is just pretty much put up the bill for it.
Sorry, we just went to commercial break, Nick, and the crowd is on fire for Bron and Corbin, as somehow they become a babyface team against the baby faces.
What is WWE to where you just cheer for the cool heels?
I guess so. Shit.
Roman, Rhea.
Yeah, no shit. If this means less commercials for Raw, I'm all in for it. Yeah, I mean, the potential of changing the formatting, going commercial free, reducing that 3-hour Raw is only going to benefit the show, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Trimming the fat, so to speak.
Right. They mean there goes your channel surfing. Triple H needs your undivided attention. There you go.
That's actually very valid too, because you kind of can't really flip back and forth between. Granted, you wouldn't have to with no commercials, but you can always just kind of pull it down into that little sub window and everything like that.
Yeah, all the people that hate picture in picture can now utilize picture in picture to watch multiple shows.
Right, but so do we also want to talk about, because the news that seems to get completely forgotten about with this announcement is Dwayne The Rock
Hey,
Johnson is now on the board of directors. It might not be at the head of the table, but he at least has a seat at the table.
yeah,
With
he
TK
definitely went
Help.
to the highest possible seat, the highest possible
Right,
table he
I
could
will
find.
see your table and build you a bigger table.
Right? Like it's kind of funny. Like you think of the hierarchy. Like now, I believe I'm correct in saying that The Rock is on a higher level than Dana White. Like when it comes to this, right? He went right to the source. He went right into TKO.
Max.
Yeah, right. So he's on the board of directors of the big boys. Not saying that Dana's not there either. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, nobody really saw this coming. Vince McMahon put out very glowing endorsement of The Rock, as you assume he would. Ari as well. You know his relationship with Nick Khan and his history with Nick Khan.
Right.
So again, to me, this group of people have come together to build a multimedia. They're already a giant, but something completely different. Movies, fighting, wrestling, entertainment, sports, football, you name it, they're going to just umbrella all of it and make nothing but bank.
Well, and this brings up multi-level points here and everything, because granted, I didn't even realize, aren't Vince and now Dwayne pretty much on the same level? Which is a
Yeah.
hell of a goddamn statement
Mhm.
right there. That
Yeah.
one of the boys is now on par with Vince McMahon in
Mhm.
WWE.
Sitting at the same table.
Absolutely. But these are all people. You mentioned Hunter's, chief operating officer, chief creative officer. Shawn
Right.
Michaels is pretty much head booker in NXT. You've got The Rock that's now head of the table, arguably, on the booking committee or on the board of directors. Sorry. And
Mhm.
you have Ari, that's a known wrestling fan, also
Yep.
on the board of directors, the
Yep.
head of Endeavor. You've got Vince up there.
Mhm.
You've got Nick Khan up there. You've got all these people who love wrestling that want to do the biggest and best fucking thing, but because they
Yeah.
don't tweet on message boards, they're not Tony
It,
Khan and get
well,
that same love.
that's we are back from commercial break right now, folks. But that actually ends up being like, and when Triple H kind of took over creative fully, and I mean, I don't think anybody argues that he hasn't at this point. To me, that was Tony Khan's worst nightmare, because now you got a guy who's loved and respected, who loves wrestling, doing the show. And it shows. We feel it. They get it. They make mistakes. Like the main event last night was a mistake, in my humble opinion.
Fair enough.
I think they fumbled at the 95-yard, or the 95 the 5-yard line.
It
Jesus
went
Christ.
wide right. Just say it,
They went
goddamn it. It
wide
went
right,
wide
wide
right.
right. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to me, as the hip independent wrestling fans for wrestling fans product, I mean, shit, you're up against The Rock, Triple H. When does The Undertaker become COO? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, when does he, get involved in NXT or something like that? Like, god damn it. But that's the thing is, everybody looks at WWE as it's just this giant conglomerate, and it's still always Vince, and he hated the business, all this. Vince really loved the business. We wouldn't have the business if it wasn't for
Mhm.
him. And now you've got
Yeah.
guys like Hunter, who was in the business, um, is passionate about it. You have guys like The Rock that
Mhm.
are passionate about it. You even have
Oh.
fans, like I said, like with Ari and everything,
Mhm.
that want to be involved and make this the biggest, most global thing it fucking can be.
Mhm. Because it's
What's
bank.
wrong about that?
Yeah. And you look at the calendar, look at where they're going this year, right? Like you look at all the international dates, and that's what this is all about.
I've got
They've been in that.
shows in
Yeah.
different area
And
codes.
that's what this is. It's growth. It's exponential growth. It's global growth. Again, anybody wants to foo-foo it. I get it. You might not like the WWE product, but you can't fight the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. The math does not lie.
And even without the numbers and everything, like you said
Oh,
there, of as Frazier on the outside onto everybody. Um, but you have guys that are in that company that are passionate and protective and love professional
yeah.
wrestling
Hmm.
versus, corporate shills that are just kind of
Hmm.
there just to earn a paycheck.
Well, yeah, and you had Vince who lost touch of being. I mean, he's 80. How the fuck was he not going to lose touch? And in addition to that, his focus became getting this deal done. Like, he spent the last portion of running the company trying to find a way out of the company. And ever since he has, it's been beneficial. So once upon a time, Vince loved this business and wanted this business to continue to thrive. He just forgot how to do it. I mean, when you spend a decade not being pushed by anybody, how do you know any better?
Facts, little bit as Braun's hulking up out of an armbar and just power bombs Axiom on the Frazier, on the Corbin to break up that submission hold.
Is it fair to say, surprisingly, a really good match to start NXT tonight?
Not exactly with the people involved. I wouldn't exactly say that. I mean, granted, maybe with Axiom, Nathan Frazier, you could have seen this maybe being more of like a 1-2 skip to my blue spear. We're out of here.
Oh, that was
Deep
huge.
Six.
That was huge.
Corbin just catches
driver.
Oh,
he bounced into the next move. That was amazing. Man literally bounced into the next
Corbin
move.
with a brain buster. 2 count. This again. NXT seems to be like a nice little kind of respectfully car wash for a lot of guys. Like it did it with Ziggler, it did it with Corbin.
Car wash, yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, I don't disagree, Nick. I mean, and again, who knew Corbin can move at this pace? Wow, the assistant power slam.
That's a 2 count. That's a hell of a move, though.
Filthy. I've been hearing Finn Balor might leave WWE. Guys, just because some people's contracts come up, they will happen. Doesn't instantly mean they're going to leave the company. Could Finn Balor leave? Yeah. Do you guys see a reason why he would, being the prominent spot that he's in on the biggest show that just, is going through an absolute boom right now?
Right.
Unless they won't pay him what he wants. I mean, I'd be surprised.
I don't think him or Drew's leaving, as Braun Breaker just turned Axiom inside out as we're getting a This Is Awesome chant. But yeah, lately the dirt sheets are batting offers right now.
Oh, yeah.
WWE is going to go here with Monday Night Raw. Nope. Sasha Banks is going to show up here. Nope. This is going to happen over there. Nope. So Spanish fly to Braun Breaker.
Fly.
And then Axiom with a corkscrew.
No way.
Corbin breaks up. This is over delivering 100% as a match.
It's cooking. And somebody pointed out the Harlem Heat vibes. I'm getting Bam Bam vibes. Pause.
Counters the tornado.
It's over.
That's a goddamn decleater if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, no, that's over. He just shot himself.
He pooped himself.
For those who can't see what's going on, Nathan Frazier just got speared out of his boots. And again, you do not kick out of that finisher. Braun is walking around with a t-shirt that says, "Best spear in the game." And man, he pasted that young fellow.
Corbin, that's the thing, is Corbin's a great learning tree for Braun to kind of hang under here.
But I'm super impressed with Corbin. Given the big old head rub and he's visibly into this and he's the camaraderie with him and Braun after 2 weeks. I'm blown the fuck away by this.
I think that's
outstanding.
I think that vibe's been just kind of created and has kind of also been there a bit in the locker room of you have guys like a Corbin, like we saw it even with Ziggler. He kind of saw the writing on the wall a little bit and everything before he was sent his way. But there's this whole vibe of there's guys there that actually want to sit there and just kind of give back and, are know kind of their spot.
Yeah. Oh, Josh. Well, I'm wondering if Josh might get a little pushy here. There you go.
He's squaring up Ilya right now.
It's genius. Yeah, I don't know about Braun in the Rumble. You never know. No, sorry. Braun, I think, is going to be in the Rumble regardless of this. My bad. I read the wrong name.
Which Braun?
I think Breaker.
Not Brawny the Strowman?
I got a little bit of optimism for Brawny the Strowman. I don't know. Heel turn.
Josh, the heel turn is coming. I think it's a little bit on one already. That's why we had a bar wrestler that break up. Oh, it's involved.
Can you? What's up? What's up?
What up? What up? End of Days is one of the best finishers in wrestling history. It's one of the most protected finishers in wrestling history.
And it hits hard. And again, like, you got to give Corbin some credit. And you know, you can't hold him accountable for bad booking in such of the past, guys.
You never want to like use him as like your like superstar or whatever in like any of the video games, but you damn sure use his fucking moveset because he's got a hell of a goddamn moveset. Even the Deep Six is an insane move.
Well, the Deep Six he just hit on I think he hit it on Axiom. It was ridiculous.
That was like a damn near 720 spin. Hey, Maddie Rinkowski here. I forget her terrible NXT name, but she's still out here in like the Daisy Duke denim outfit.
Yeah, she rocking the Canadian tux. I'm Ren.
Fallon out here looking like your favorite Hooters waitress.
Oh my god. Ding.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. Well, have you heard about our new Hooters wings?
Woo wings.
Woo wings. She's a woo wings girl.
Right. Welcome, Massimo. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Very good tag team match. Listen, I was not expecting a lot from this match. I truly wasn't. Didn't have high hopes. Just figured Bron and Corbin would probably win. Pretty status quo. What a entertaining match that was.
Absolutely. They showed up and showed out because that's what the show's about. And absolutely, though, like it just seems to be just this continuation of good news for WWE. If not only then we kick off NXT with a fantastic match.
Right. Here comes Metaphor. Oh
I've never been with a 10, but I met a 4.
They got to stop. They're over ARing me right now.
Now, is this because we watched the show under the influence of vitamins that, like, when you have back to back with you have Axiom followed by Metaphor, it just becomes like
it's a lot.
And these vitamins are really good.
Like I feel like fuck, we're in the time warp, you know.
Let's do the time warp again.
Nick hears wide right in his nightmares.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Nick has to sleep on the left side of the bed.
Shit, I actually do. Well, I sleep on the right side of the bed. So I'm like, that's why I'm always wide right. God damn it.
Right.
Now I'm gonna have to get my wifey over to the other side now.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in a commercial break, folks. Something I did want to talk to you about, Nick, as the topic has come up all day today. The PG rating, does it change? There's a potential because your sponsors are changing. You know, we saw them, you know, where were they? When they were overseas, they were sponsored by a beer company. Things are changing.
Yeah, wasn't that Clash of the Castle or something like that?
Yeah, maybe. But so I could imagine that, yes, the restraints on this and being partnered with a company that is a blood sport essentially might help that whole cause.
Oh, I think very much that they can still. Netflix has that weird kind of capability because you still get like Pizza Hut tie-ins, you know, with Stranger Things and everything.
Yeah.
So
I think, sorry,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think, you know, Cena, I know he's not in the company, but still being loosely affiliated. You got Cody Rhodes taking his reins. You have Roman that, you know, speaking of reigns,
Right.
You know, you still have your people that can do Make-A-Wish. Like, you know, if they start using more chairs and upping the adult content a little bit, you're not gonna alienate a whole bunch of people here.
Well, and even then, I don't think it's going to be that hard shift. Like, we're not ever going back to the Attitude Era because guess what? A solid 95% of that shit would not fly today anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's actually the biggest constraint on them, opposed to their own desires. Like, even if they were like, all right, you know what, we got to push the envelope. society has garnered that. Whoa, now be careful
But
how far you push
you
this.
can still push that, and I think you can still
Yeah.
do adult content. I think that
Yep.
they're in a position to where they could do that. That doesn't need the raunch, the crass, the stuff that might be trigger words and everything for certain people and everything. That they can still present an adult product. So we'll probably do. We heard rumblings for the longest time they were going to go TV 14, anyways, even on USA. So I think that fully fits. But it's not going to be your all of a sudden, Tiffany Stratton's going to whip them out, boys, while, Bar Rescue's out there drinking Steve Weisner's. That shit's
They're
gone.
not bringing back bra and panties matches. Sorry, boys.
No.
Right. Thank you so much, Matt, of you. Thank you for the super chat. Now that the deal is done, will WWE move on the dealing with contracts? Also, wouldn't a worldwide exposure from the new deal benefit Okada much more? Yes, and yes, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, now that he actually brought that up, that does halfway play into my whole kind of discussion a little bit better.
Yeah, no, so the rumor and the report out there, and SRS has come out now. We already talked. The dirt sheets keep swinging over, but the rumor has gone out that Okada is heading to WWE, and many believe there will be an NXT stint on his way to WWE. Which Ava Rain is on TV. Speaking of NXT stints,
right.
Hey, Willie's on TV.
William Regal is
William Regal.
WWE TV.
Yes. Wait, William Regal just made her the
youngest general manager of WWE.
Maybe she.
So then, what's Big Willie Style doing?
I don't care.
I saw some people suggest he should manage the British Strong Style.
Yeah, not a bad idea. NXT means a lot to me. He looks good. Maybe.
So then, what does that make HBK?
I have no idea. He's just I guess he's the manager.
I still always thought she was like the Sonya Deville to HBK's Adam Pearce.
No, he oversees what she's doing. So it's his show and she's managing it.
He just never has to show up anymore. All they got to do is put his name on a door.
But they use William Regal to give on a day that The Rock joins TKO board of directors. His daughter becomes the youngest GM in WWE history.
Nice. Wink, wink. Am I winking enough?
How things work out so well.
Oh, who would have known?
William. I'm pumped to see William Regal. Not that we're going to get a ton of them.
I was going to say, you've gotten Pete Dunne back and William Regal back all within 7 days.
There we go. Oh, as William Regal on TV as his
Lash Legend versus Ren Sinclair.
Let's go Lash, but I got a feeling Ren might steal this one.
Nah, Lash in her straight 90s, girl video fucking attire is not going to win this match.
Do you think if HBK and Trips knew that Lash Legend was going to work out so well, they might have hesitated signing Jade?
No, I don't think so exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I know. Fair enough.
Well, yeah. Now, this match is kind of is what it is. So
we keep talking about Dwayne on the board of directors on TKO and everything else. So if we want to talk about Okada and NXT, because
you do not think Okada is doing NXT. Yeah, no, I mean it is what it is. So you don't think Okada will stop in NXT at all? There's no reason for him to do it.
I see your point in that Nakamura did it. Obviously, fans of our ilk, fans like us that watch everything and anything, know very much who Okada is. But clearly, the WWE casual audience doesn't know who Okada is because they didn't even know about the punches and thrown in AEW. So I get that maybe he needs to go to NXT to get a refresher. Granted, I don't think that's going to serve him anything outside of just welcome to America. And I think that they've presented Nakamura well enough recently that you could bring him in to an extent in that mold, show some highlight videos, build him up enough that you could still debut him. And it wouldn't be what we all expect of, oh my God, everyone's supposed to just bow and bend the knee till Okada showed up in WWE. But I could see him circumventing that situation.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him circumventing it for sure, but I understand the report. I think it's very viable. I actually think it's something that we're going to get, and I think it's beyond that. I mean, you got to get him in the process. He's got to understand how they do business. So again, what we saw with Jade, they signed Jade months ago. They're not rushing her out. They're making sure when she gets pushed, she's ready for the push. Okada's got to learn how North American TV works. He's got to know where the hard cam is. He's got to learn all those little tricks. Nakamura, when he left Japan, it was in the newspapers, just like Okada leaving. It was a big deal, not just, wrestling newspapers or magazines. It was in the, he was a star. Asuka leaving was a big deal. They both went to NXT. WWE does want to do as much as they can to make sure that when you bring somebody to the roster, that there it is. Lash Legend destroys Ren.
Yeah.
And that's why
I've been a fan of Lash for a hot minute. You can check the receipts.
Oh, absolutely.
But I get the whole, you've got to introduce him to the way that they do it in America, and especially the WWE style is different than even probably an AEW style. But I think that's a little bit of what they have, like you mentioned with Jade, that's what the Performance Center is for. She's not out there working matches in NXT to get ready for the main roster, but we think she could go on the Royal Rumble up to the main roster here.
Fallon!
Hooters!
Yeah, the sentiment that Okada's too big, but he's not to the North American audience.
I'm not saying that he's too big, but I'm saying you could use the Performance Center to get him more acclimated. Then you don't have to sign him and debut him the week you sign him.
No, but you do want him to get those reps. You do want to put him in a place where he's going to. And again, they could have at the time taken one of the hottest stars like a Nakamura, put him straight on the main roster, and it would have been, probably would have made it work. Maybe not. I don't know. I do think, I think he's going to probably debut at the Rumble. What is this murder mystery?
I don't know, but we're out here at Toretto. What in the Fast and Furious is going on?
Out of the mud. I guess they're messing with the family.
Yeah, they beat up their girl.
There you go, Keyshawn. I agree with that one for sure.
I do like the girl I do like Out of the Mud, especially like everyone except for Scripps, Reggie.
Just change the
they're
name.
all significantly taller than him. It all looks like they brought Money Mike, their little brother along. Fucking Beetlejuice out here.
Right.
But just change the goddamn name, please.
Yeah, the OTM's killing it for me.
Right.
I don't know why they think it's a good name, but at the end of the day, yeah. Jade and Lash would be a dominating tag team, no doubt.
Yep. Fallon Wooings Henley.
Let's go.
Jada Parker. Yeah. Good going, Miss Molly. 100%.
Jada should be the leader. You know what? She's a bit of a wallflower in this group. I mean, I like her, but she's kind of the young one of the.
She's been there 2 weeks.
Yeah, give her time. She's the young one.
I think anyone's more a leader than fucking Scripps. So.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, she's getting a good, a good view. Like they're not just sitting her on the back.
She is a good view. Yes. Sir.
Yeah. No shit. Right.
But I think they're very much setting up the feud between her and Rizzo. I'm missing her first name.
I'll take Rizzo for the answer.
I don't want to call her Rizzo the Rat there, but with the family they're setting up that feud because that even played out in the Battle Royal last week as well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, with the family, you have Rizzo or, a hickey from Kaniki, apparently. But yeah, I think, again, a counterbalance, right? Sorry, AI Hogan was just talking to me. Freaked me out.
Yeah, AI Hogan isn't real. AI Hogan can get you, and then
Dude.
you get AI Stone Cold Steve Austin. And what? What's your neck doing, sir? What?
Right?
Why's
Tuesday
your
is
neck move like that? What?
messing with all my vitamins right now.
Yeah, well, that's supposed to be
2-0.
their snapback or whatever the fuck it is,
Mhm.
technology to where they can integrate like real life video and the gameplay together. And yeah, no, you gotta buff that shit out.
Right. No, absolutely. And Matt, no, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. And yeah, happy to know that you're officially subscribed. So yes, that's greatly appreciated, my friend.
Absolutely, as everybody else should, as we just passed 3.52, by the way. So
Yeah,
still
roll in, roll in, roll
moving.
in.
Right. We ain't going nowhere.
Rest in peace, Ice Train. Love you guys. Thank you, Scott, member for 6 months. Yeah, and a sad story. I mean, Ice Train passed away. And like I said earlier, I'm not going to act like I can give you guys a deep dive on the man that was Ice Train, but know of him. And, definitely sad anytime someone passes on. And sorry, I smiled because Larry, I avoided it the first time, so he super chatted it. So,
Hey, I mean, now we kind of have to, unfortunately.
yeah.
But
So we
yeah,
will.
P's and P's, obviously, Ice Train. Again, I'm like with you of can't really speak too much to his in-ring career or anything like that, but it always
Yeah.
sucks when somebody in the wrestling world
Mhm.
passes.
Especially at a relatively young age by all our standards nowadays.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski in the Rumble because it's in Tampa Bay. I hope not. You bring back Mojo Raleigh?
No, just all of the no.
All of the no. Yeah, I mean, with so much going on, Gronk can, sit ringside and cheer on. Now, I will put a question out to everybody, something we talked about earlier tonight. KP, Kevin Patrick is no longer going to be doing duties on SmackDown. But
His whole commentary was duty, so there you go.
there you go. Who is going to replace Kevin Patrick? Um, you know, long term. I'd say more than I don't know if it's going to be immediate, but who's going to replace him?
Wow. I think I could think of a name there, and I shout out Larry for the super chat. I'll let you decide if you want to click on it. There we go. Pretty Mean Sisters, Last Jade and Belair. I get where you're going.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to fly.
Nah.
But thank you for the super chat.
Right, Booker T, Shuggy Ducky, Quack Quack. I don't know about that. I think, football season's over. Why? He's already got a show. Why? That had Nick Khan earlier on it today. Why? He's already been on Friday Night SmackDown before. Why? I think we could maybe see Pat McAfee. Why? There with Corey Graves. I think that's a fucking match made in heaven.
Yeah, you push Corey into the lead role. I think he speaks well enough. He's articulate enough. He knows all the moves. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you have a lead heel and a color
baby
face.
Yeah, and you just have Pat mark out for all the baby faces and be happy. And you have Corey kind of irritated by that over exuberant energy. I'm in. It works.
And I think they're similar to even like us and everybody like on the channel. Of you got the snappy comebacks and everything and the witty remarks back and forth. I think that'd be a good, nice little play back and forth. And it's kind of a juxtaposition, I feel, to Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. So it'd be that nice, counterpoint.
It would be a completely different vibe than what you get from Barrett and Cole, right?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Electra Lopez in the house and she's angry.
Don't be fooled by the. Yep. Hey, she's got chains too. They're just on her midsection instead of around her neck.
Mauro. A lot of people want Mauro back.
I would love to see it. I think it would be. That's like, wrestling nerd with wrestling nerd though, because they're going to be calling like Ushigoroshis and all this.
Sorry. Jumpstart Gacy wasted no time. Dijak getting jumped in the entranceway. So we will take a prediction on this one.
Donald. Sorry.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Smile Mark, that made me cringe on the inside, not gonna lie.
It made me do it on the outside.
Pause. Vic Joseph. I like Vic. I give him credit. Maybe a little too similar to KP in the sense of, I mean, he's better than KP, but
Well, it's just very straightforward lead. I like somebody that they're going to have that back and forth play with each other.
yeah.
Pause. And who's to say it doesn't change by the time we go back to October and everything, and we're starting to go to USA Network, and then maybe they work somebody out. I don't know if we want to have people doing double duties here. Pause. But yeah, we've got the Dijakinata versus Joe Gacy just jumping off of everything.
I think something that we might argue about here, because a lot of people have put forward the idea that good old JR has not re-signed with AEW as of yet.
Whoa.
And I love good old JR. He has a place in my heart. And I feel like the fact that he had to play second and or third fiddle in AEW is so ridiculous. Wow, Gacy through the wall. We're not getting a match tonight, folks.
No. Tornado boot through the wall. But Richie, what up? Shout out to anybody that we've missed your chats. By the way, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, and the memberships as you've seen. If you want to help support the channel, and if you want to make sure you get your comment read. As Gacy is still crawling out like the fucking guy who won't die.
How many times has that particular wall been plastered?
Yeah.
I feel like it's more than an Irishman.
Whoever's the custodian at NXT just hates his fucking job because he hates this one wall.
But Gacy back swinging. Oh, he probably should have stayed home. Oh my God.
Oh, choke slam. And Vic's Candy. Oh my God. Worry about Vic's Candy. But I think that was Dijak knew the table wasn't going to break and went into
it. He made sure.
Yeah, because
he made sure
both of them went through that table.
He's like, I'm not having another mofo bounce off this mother. I'm going with it.
Well, and that's your definitive send off. It was probably you put him through the table, and that's your pull apart moment. Oh no, we're still fighting.
I like what they're doing with Gacy here. I like what they're doing with Gacy. He's a madman. He's deranged.
This is the most Joe Gacy has felt like Joe Gacy since he's been in NXT.
Yeah, it's definitely indie Joe Gacy, which I like. I like.
Yeah, instead of fucking being discount Bray Wyatt, he's regular. He's what we expected with Joe Gacy.
Yeah, I like Corey Graves a lot. MDB, I like him a lot, and I feel like he has suffered from bad partners. I feel like a lot of times he's like the little quibs, the sarcastic comments, and whoever's sitting next to him tend to be flat or miss it. They go over his head. So to have somebody like you said, like a Pat, a Mauro might work now without Vince McMahon in his ear. Now that it's Trips in his ear,
and no JBL,
and no JBL, big factor,
right? But yeah, no, I've always been a big fan of Corey. Christ, he sat there and was referencing fucking Pantera albums as much as he could, and no one caught it. Like I've always kind of liked Corey, even just as a personality when he was doing his own little podcast, everything. Sergeant Pepper's fucking.
My God, shut the fuck up! Get out of my head. Literally waiting. Like the minute this man stops talking, I'm gonna say Sergeant Pepper. You didn't stop. You transitioned. That's amazing.
That's that fucking jujitsu, Tai Chi. Ho 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 ho.
Yeah. We got the Cowardly Lion come to the ring.
Put him up.
Right. That's what. There's only one right choice to replace Patrick, and his name is Little Jimmy.
Could we see Corey as the first one man?
No. You need some personality.
Everybody
you need a bouncer. He's been a one man for a while because he's just talking to himself. He's probably the happiest guy in the room of like, somebody might get my jokes.
Right. He's out there doing the Ronnie Dangerfield and just thank you, Jesus.
Now quickly, Nick, you had stepped away last night before the end of the Raw and the main event. I did want to get your 2 cents on it. We pride ourselves here on the channel of holding every company, all the wrestling to the same standards. I was extremely disappointed with the main event and how it played out last night. Curious how my partner in crime felt about it.
I mean, it felt flat, and I beg the question: has the entire thing with Damian Priest now, outside of his eventual babyface turn, kind of fallen flat. Like, you don't see him anymore as a viable challenger. I feel like that briefcase is now more a saddle and like a sandbag than it is a fucking, way to lift him up at this point. I think he's more burdened by it than, uplifted by it.
Yeah. Yeah, all the things you said were accurate. Funny that Drew did say, maybe I should take that case off you. And I thought, oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
Can you see a viable outcome right now to where Damian Priest actually successfully cashes in that briefcase?
You know what? Right now, I'm struggling. Like, even I said, okay, Seth is hurt. Do they use that opportunity? Does Damian run down, kick him in his good leg, and take the pin, and he becomes a transitional champion just because you need a champion with two legs? Apparently not. So, and the fact that they teased it so many times, and here's my thing on R-Truth with the whole scenario and how last night, and I know some fans out there said to me today, well, they were protecting. Yeah, but when you try and protect something that doesn't need protected, or you do it in a way that's not conducive, you end up looking stupid. I like R-Truth as the hapless goofball. But there's a thin line between the hapless goofball and the absolute moron. So him jumping up on the apron and waving his money around during a main event, that to me ventured into stupidity. And it really took away from the match. It took away from the finish. It didn't protect Priest because what would have been better for Priest right now, win or lose, was a really good match with a really good ending. And we've been huge fans of what R-Truth's doing. And I found like this last night was just too much. Too much sugar in the cake.
I'm trying to still work through my head because I feel like the R-Truth Damian Priest thing is very obviously going to lead to the breakup between him and Judgment Day, to where it's going to fully turn Priest face and he's going to be paired up a bit with R-Truth, or maybe that's some sort of breakout feud or whatever. But I'm wondering if R-Truth or Judgment Day is going to play a part in Damian not being successful in cashing that in, because it seems like we keep getting close to that. We keep hinting towards it.
Hey, what is happening? Von Wagner.
Sasquatch. Yeah.
I've been a very big advocate. I believe that there's a bright future for Von Wagner. I'm getting really sick of the walks down memory lane.
That's the shine off of his forehead. That's what it is.
The Bash Brothers.
So for those who aren't watching along or behind or whatever, we've, brought in Von Wagner back to, as he's swearing at children, to UCF, to where he used to play the foosball, as Mama Boucher used to say, the foosball.
Right. Like, I don't get, like, we've done the I was bullied upbringing. We've done so many different things with Von Wagner, including him out in the woods with Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, if everybody remembers those beer commercials. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing with Von right now.
I feel like Von Wagner has become the Lacey Evans of, we're just going to try and do every sort of potential babyface angle that we can to try and get you the fuck over. Because none of it's working.
Right. Joe Gacy is the new Bray Wyatt. I get the comparable. I do. He has potential to kind of fit that role. Not there yet.
Well, no, that was the issue that he got sandbagged with when he first debuted, and when they did the schism, the words, the dyad and everything like that, to where it almost felt like he was just supposed to be the discount version, and that's what you got held to that standard.
Fair enough. And you're right. Now I'll touch on this real quick, but give them a match at Vengeance Day, make it a steel cage or a boiler room brawl or something. I'm in. But we've talked about this before, and I know our buddy Boston and I have kind of come to terms about this. I'm not sure if he's listening right now.
Reached an agreement.
Yeah, like the idea that the purple case is a hoax, that the green case has the contract and the purple case is just a ruse.
The grimace.
All right. Some people have brought it up in the chat. How do you feel?
I don't. I think that's super corny to me. Respectfully,
Yeah.
I don't think at this point, like, if you were gonna do that, you should have been done that. You can't do that now, because then what? So it was me, Damien. It was me, JD, all along. I set everything in motion. He's the fucking Kaiser Soze of this situation.
Yeah, right. I mean, again, and I think the problem with the fake. Oh, by the way, we got Trey Bearhill and Lexus King right now.
Yeah, we've got the evolved form of Post Malone taking on Sergeant Pepper's Lexus King right now.
Evolved form.
Digimon, digital monsters. Digimon are the champions.
Right. But yes, we're gonna tag in and out real quick, and yeah, this match doesn't really do it. So be right back.
Yeah, no, you can have that. I'll this is my Tree Bear Hill to burden, I guess. But let me know, folks, who you're taking, whether you're taking Bear Hill or Lexus King. And I did really like, I don't know if anyone saw that, and I don't want to touch on Chris Van Fleet's most recent interview because I feel it's very, I get the interviewing of controversial figures and everything. I just don't know what that man respectfully has to fucking offer of what I'm supposed to care about. With, for those who don't know, Chris Van Fleet recently interviewed formerly Velveteen Dream Patrick, I can't remember his last name. But yeah, Chris Van Fleet did a interview with Brian Pillman Jr., aka Lexus King, and he very much talked about why he, picked the name that he did, why he's kind of going with the vibe that he is in NXT and everything. And it was a really good interview, and really kind of explained, because it's so interesting with a guy like Pillman, who's got his father's reputation, around him, but has very much always tried to be his own dude. And we've seen him kind of go through the struggles in AEW. We thought that they were going to do so much more with him, but now he's getting thrust in the spotlight in NXT. But super kick from Lexus. Patrick Clark, there we go. Is innocent, Your Honor. Nah, I ain't even going to touch too much on that. Like I said, I don't want to dig too deep into that. To me, I don't want to ever see him back. I don't get what he would offer back. So I think we can just move past that. Speaking of moving past things, as Lexus King picks up the 1, 2, 3, before I can even get to a prediction out here. Lexus needs a heavy. Who do you think would be a good one for him, Nick? Honestly, if you could fucking just stop trying to make this weird babyface thing with Von Wagner, that wouldn't be a, oddly enough, bad heavy for him to have. And you kind of agree with that, Keyshawn, if you could have him even KJ instantly. Von Wagner, yeah. You could very much have that HBK Diesel kind of vibe with them, and I think it would work fantastic. It's a little bit like obviously AEW's doing it with Big Bill and Ricky Starks. So Lexus King picks up the win, as now I'm again getting this Hulkamania, 40 years of Hulkamania video package. I don't know how anyone feels about this. I find it interesting that this is all happening in February, but I'm going to just leave that at that. But Greta Van Fleet over Chris Van Fleet. Yeah. Chris Van Fleet, respectfully, is fantastic for interviews and everything like that. I know he caught a lot of flack, and everybody, obviously, you always still want to interview somebody that's a controversial video. You still want to hear their side. I just don't. Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, I don't give a shit anymore about you. And when it comes to pro wrestling, I hope you have you still live a good life, everything like that, but I don't ever need to see you again. Needs to be involved in pro wrestling. MD, pause on that, but that's a good one. CX99 laughing. A. Jobson, Lexus King wins. Yes, he does. So Larry's saying 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Everybody's 3-0 here. He really does look like Post Malone. Yes, Bash, 100%. He's just out there without the tattoos. But as we are in commercial break, I will remind you that we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We are back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow for Wednesday Night Dynamite. We've got Jeff Hardy versus Swerve Strickland, Murder Grandpa versus Adam Copeland. We've got Hangman Page versus Penta, 100%. And then Thursday, we get the second half there of Snake Eyes. We've got Okada in action. We've got everything else on that card as we're still in the new era of now it's TNA Impact instead of Impact Wrestling. And then Friday, SmackDown with Rampage. Saturday, Royal Rumble, 100%. The most anticipated and psyched up I've been for a Royal Rumble in recent memory. So, and we've talked about it multiple times on here. We thankfully don't know a ton of people that are going to be in it. Now, granted, on Raw, they mentioned Damian Priest and Kofi's going to be in it. So we're obviously going to get the Kofi spot. But absolutely, you are doing your friends a disservice if you're not telling them about the Wrestling for Life Network. We cover anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Nobody does it like we do. And you're not going to get this back and forth, this whole vibe. And we've got the merch store. There we go. See, I closed my eyes and magically it did appear. But yes, 100%. We've got the Wrestling and Chill, just brand new, hot off the presses there. And, you know, especially out there for you, MDB, we got the Wrestling for Life Network versus everybody or over everybody. But absolutely, we got all the different colorways. We got anything and everything for your pro wrestling needs. We got the Tiki-Takis, the Instagrams. We got everything in the merch store from T-shirts, sweaters, you know, beanies, ball caps, all of that. I'm starting to feel like I'm, you know, wacky wave and play while I'm playing two-man. Wacky wave and play while I'm playing two-man. So much I can't even get through it. But I tell all two of my friends about Wrestling for Life Network. Well, go get some more friends. Nick, would Netflix run Raw on Mondays? We did talk about this earlier, Larry, but as of right now, according to Nick Khan, who very much tiptoed by the window, as I've got Trick and Carmelo backstage right now. But as of right now, granted, the ink is still wet on the contracts here, that Monday, WWE Raw is going to stay on Monday nights, but there's nothing saying that it won't change because Nick Khan very much mentioned about how it did still compared to all of the numbers and all of the times that there's other things from Raw to compete with on Monday nights. But could we see it move to a Wednesday night? Could we see a Wednesday night war to an extent of you've got Netflix streaming in over 260 million households going against Tony Khan on TBS, maybe going to move to dual streaming on TBS and Max. We get a new version of the streaming wars out here. Mello and Trick talking it out right now. MBB and Final, go get some new friends. Gee, I love you. Carmelo Anthony reminds me of Cousin Skeeter. I don't know exactly where that came from, but you can have that. Jodeci 2, Electric Boogaloo. I don't know too much about that. I really like Carmelo. I think he's going to end up being on SmackDown probably sooner rather than later. Trick, I think, is going to be your next big breakout star out of NXT. He's not only got the personality, the athleticism, the moveset and everything, but he's also got the size as well. So he does become a little bit more believable if he's in a ring with, say, somebody like even a Gunther, Carmelo, you know, he's the little scrappy dude fighting from underneath. Trick's a guy that can kind of still have that stature and that size. As we're getting Supernova sessions with Noam Dar, and why am I blanking on his homie's name there? The other part of metaphor here. This literally feels like straight up MTV late nights. Like we're going to be playing, you know, the greatest dance songs of the early 90s. Ora Mensa, thank you, MD. There we go. Appreciate it. Trick Mellow, boys to main roster. See money, that's fantastic. Trick sounds more natural on the mic. Valid. I will give you that. Granted, I could almost say that Carmelo's more polished in the ring, but granted, Trick's newer in the ring. I'll give you that. But as I've got Lola Vice, there you go. KJ out here missing this Latino heat here. This I'm still Lola from the block. But she's still got the NXT breakout contract here. So we thought she was going to cash it in. And now she's very much turned and had the split between her and Elektra Lopez, which is setting up their rivalry. But we've got Lola Vice on the Supernova sessions here. Good for you, Gothic. For your present, KJ and Nick will wrap and send you whatever lost items they find stuck in their beards, autographed, of course. Oh, good God, Daniel. Now what did Gothic say? Gothic said, my birthday is next Tuesday, KJ and Big Nate will shout out happy early birthday. We'll make sure you can always come back and celebrate it with us next Tuesday. But yeah, no, we're not going to be auctioning off or gifting you anything that falls out of our beards or anything like that. I mean, granted, I still feel like I should halfway auction up here the true initial golden KJ and everything, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, happy early birthday, Gothic. There, we'll go with that. That's much nicer to say, Daniel. Lola saying she doesn't have any regrets on turning on Elektra Lopez. We need a golden Anthony's hat. Well, listen, I don't know if they sell like action figures of the chapeaus and everything like that, because that's all that is a Brawny the Strowman action figure painted gold. Spoiler alert.
Look, man, giving away kayfabe.
Listen, if Tony Khan can do it, I can do it.
But here's Elektra Lopez to confront her former friend.
I don't know if that's perfect timing or just coincidental timing that you showed up exactly as she showed up.
I heard the ding of the elevator. I got off.
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
I'm not mad at all. Smiling ear to ear, actually.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I just got that right now. Bitch.
Noam looks Boston.
I am all the way for this, though.
And we're grateful for it.
Right. Ava Rain, Shawn Michaels, whoever is to thank for this, thank you for blessing us with this, Latina thunder here.
Yeah, I'm all for this feud. You're a big phony.
Well, I like how she hit her with the New York real talk.
Yeah.
Dead ass, bro. Dead ass.
Right. Well, these two can't get in a fist fight in the current attire, can they? We're not.
I mean, everybody gonna start leaning in real quick.
Yeah, Lola is greener than Elektra.
Oh,
let's go. We got a cat
fight. But Elektra might have a stake in the claim there with best spear in the business there, because she just ran through a motherfucker.
Electrifying. I
still find it so weird that they have to cut out the audio for the crowd.
Right.
I can guarantee you that's one thing Netflix won't do.
Uh-oh, Tony D here, not happy. He's on
Yeah.
He's on X, venting his
Yeah,
feels.
because that's how all them mobsters used to do. They used to tweet out you, let you know we're coming to whack you. Pause. No,
Right?
you just showed up and did some shit.
Mm-hmm. Electra carried that segment. Yeah, Electra is definitely a little more seasoned for sure, and she's outstanding. Here comes Dragon Lee into the couch. Fuck your couch.
Right. I was gonna say, and there goes me.
There goes Nick. He's gonna go find a couch. But Dragon Lee is coming out, folks. We are rolling along through another stream. Like Nick said earlier, as we head to commercial break, we are back tomorrow. Dynamite Wednesdays have been cooking here on the channel. Do not miss out on that. It's going to be a fun one. Then we're back on Thursday. Okada will be in action on Thursday night. Ringsider Anthony will be here. It's going to be a fun one. Double header Friday, SmackDown and Rampage. The go-home show for Royal Rumble. And then, of course, we're here 6:30 p.m. Saturday as we get into the Rumble. We are going to bring you as much as we can over the next week, all the way into WrestleMania season. It's going to be a fun time here on the channel. We are growing by the minute. And yes, there's people out there that would try and do what we do. They just can't do what we do. And we continue to grow, and we appreciate all of you people who join us on a nightly and a weekly and a whenever. But thank you. And we're looking forward to bringing you more content. We did jump on with a breaking news update earlier today. We click that little bell. You don't know when we're going to drop more stuff. We got shorts coming your way. We got more videos coming your way. We're still working on members only content, which sounds plausible, but we will talk about that. But yeah, we got a lot to get into. Garfield versus Heathcliff. Let's go. Did Lopez said titty? I don't know. I didn't catch that, Larry. We need Jerry Springer, the late great Jerry. Electra telling it like it is. She got valid points, and that's what makes the rivalry good. That's why I'm okay with this. They were friends, of course. You have Lola win the Breakouts tournament. It goes to her head. She's definitely a growing star. She's definitely got a social media presence. If you haven't followed her on social media, I'd highly recommend you do so. So Electra dives into the realism of, I'm not jealous, but, you're only here for, other reasons outside of wrestling, and I'm here to wrestle. So good. I'm all for this feud and a nice little scrap, as part of the metaphor soul sessions or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm all for it. I would have loved to be with one. Yeah, amen, brother. Who the other? Yeah, leave Dragon Lee alone. Dragon Lee's all right. Rey Mysterio the 7th. Scripps versus Dragon Lee up next. Yeah, I will take your predictions on this one. A bit of a weird booking in my humble estimation. There's something going on between OTM and the family. This seems like a weird one-off, so we'll see what happens here with this match. I can't imagine Dragon Lee losing to Scripps. Do you think Raw next year will have the same time slot? That is an interesting question. I believe so. I think they'll still aim for prime time. They'll still aim for that 8 o'clock start. I can't see them going earlier. I can't see them going later. So, and you got to keep in mind, they got to take into account the live audience as well, right? So I think it's pretty much going to stay the same. The only thing I could see being different is when the show ends. Does it still go a full 3 hours? That is the question that remains to be seen at this point. I actually blamed Dijak and Joe Gacy for not starting the match. Well, that's who's to blame. They did not start the match. So that's who I would blame. And I like what they're doing with Gacy. Been very critical of Joe Gacy. Did not like Schism. Did not like the dyad or triad or whatever the hell it was. It wasn't good. Ava Raine wasn't good in it. I'm still not sure how I feel about Ava Raine as the GM. I think I would recommend, and this might sound odd, but maybe she should dress like a GM opposed to one of the wrestlers. Like, give a little more of a mature vibe. Just a little, constructive criticism. As we are back from commercial, and Chase U looks to be, getting packed up. All right. The repo men are here. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I've been on Lola Vice since Bellator. That woman is elite. MTP. You wish you've been on that, girl. Anyway, Lola Vice versus Lopez. Make it happen at Vengeance Day. Yeah, Ava, shout out. Let's go. Let's make this match a thing. I'm all for it. Dragon Lee is going to win, unfortunately. Why unfortunately? I mean, it's better than Scripps winning, isn't it? Oh, so there is. Chase U is no more. They even took. That doesn't make sense. How does Duke lose his trophy? KJ, do you see Sheamus jumping ship? And if so, what percentage, if any? I think it's like a 5% JV. I think we'll see Sheamus at the Rumble. Again, what do you do? Like, if Sheamus jumps ship, how do you book him? How do you bill him? You put him with Claudio? Maybe. I don't know, man. Got Dragon Lee for the win. Dragon Lee's the next Kalisto. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's hope. We got higher hopes, Paul. We got higher hopes for Kalisto. Come on now. People are creatures of habit. WWE won't want to break up 30 plus years of 1,600 episodes habit from having Monday Night Raw at 8 p.m. Yeah, I mean, or moving. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but again, times are changing. So it's very curious what they will do. I mean, in that argument, see money, the idea of them going to a streaming service and leaving linear television, to me, speaks volumes. So now that they were going to something like Netflix, leaving cable after 1,600 episodes, after 31 years, it makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder, what else would they do? Would they move it to a Tuesday to avoid Monday Night Football? Would they move NXT to Wednesday? Would they move Monday to Wednesday? Would they, we don't know. We really don't know at this point. I agree with you. Less change is probably for the best, especially when you're already doing a major change. You don't want to change too much all at the same time. But we have about 11 months to figure that all out. We really do. As here comes Scripps. I have a feeling that this match is going to end up in a fight as well. I don't know why. Why do I feel like the family's going to show up and this match is going to get chucked out? Ava Rain be dressing like... Yeah, and again, nothing wrong with that, but to me, you don't want... Ava Rain is young, and you don't want her presenting herself like just another one of the girls, right? If you have your wrestlers backstage and presenting a certain way, fine, works for me. But I think if you're going to present her as the youngest GM ever, I'd almost overcompensate, and I would kind of corporate her up a little, right? Give her a little more of that vibe. When she comes out in a crop top and she's making serious decisions, it's a tough one for me. Curious how much, if at all, the actual live product changes for WWE being on Netflix. The only major thing I could imagine would change would be the idea of commercial free. If it goes commercial free, if there is no commercial breaks, it will really change the cadence and pace of the show for sure. You're going to have to find, and again, they'll slip in some ads, they'll slip in some of their own, promoting other WWE shows and events. But you are going to have to find those breathe moments, those bathroom break moments for everybody, so they're not doing it during matches. Just on a quick side note, you got Oba Femi up in the rafters watching this matches as we expected. Here go the flippy doos. Yeah, damn right. Yeah, I'm with you, MD. I'm with you. It's I'm highly on record of what I'm feeling for the Latina Heat situation. Was Chase U really just a classroom? A makeshift classroom at best, Richard. Apparently they had one class. It's not even the Southampton Institute of Technology. And if anybody gets that reference, I think I got it right. Rest in peace, Chase U. Yeah, times are tough. Times are tough. Andre, Chase, and crew, if you are just tuning in, they have dismantled Chase U. And I still think JC's behind it all. as Dragon Lee, big drop kick on Scripps. And if you haven't made a prediction on this match yet, by all means, take a swing at it. Anything is better than Scripps winning. Yeah, I don't see him winning. Again, I don't mind him being a pain in the ass, elusive manager of Out of the Mud, even though I feel like the name should change. But that is a better, than him being an in-ring talent that is going to win matches. I don't see it. But wow, Dragon Lee with the handstand to the floor. I could see Netflix signing a deal with the UFC stream, fight cards. Absolutely. Again, we know the relationship. We know the fact that WWE is under the umbrella of TKO with UFC. Could UFC move to something like this? I heard it today. Their ESPN deal is in existence till 2026, maybe. Fact checkers can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But it will be interesting when their relationship with ESPN comes to an end. What then? And the other thing that Netflix offers we got a 2 count on the crossbody. The one thing that Netflix offers, in Canada, we don't have the ESPN app. We have our own sport channels. So for UFC, we get it on our pay-per-view coverage or a side ordering option of the sports channels we have here. So going to Netflix, again, like WWE, kind of puts everything together. You can put your library there. You can put any specials, any preview shows, any documentaries. Again, this is very intriguing times of Netflix. Everybody would argue accurately, Netflix changed the landscape of how we consume a lot of our media nowadays. And there's been a lot of copycats since Netflix blew up. So this is the evolution of Netflix. We'll see how far they go with it and how successful they can make it. Bye-bye, Duke's Trophy. Yeah, why did they repossess Duke's Trophy? He won that trophy. I never said he was jumping to AEW. He might jump to TNA. Fair enough, JV. I just surmised. My bad. Step up Inzaguri. Kind of handed it to him, though. DDT off the ropes. But yeah, TNA might work, even for Drew. But I'm still not convinced they're going anywhere. And speaking of not going anywhere.
Speaking of is convinced they're not going anywhere. Yeah. But yeah, also back to, I know I caught you briefly on the tail end talking about like the whole Netflix deal again. Mm-hmm. I still want to keep bringing up that WWE is like the gift, like it's looking a gift horse in the mouth there for NXT for Netflix, damn it. Because they have ready-made built-in content. They run 52 weeks a year, like you said. They have
here it goes. Sorry, Nick, your Goomba showed up.
Yeah, the Paisan showed up just right before. I just got the buzz a little too early here.
Oh, Rizzo! Hey, that's a spicy meatball.
Whoa. Tope con Guido. I can say it because I'm Italian.
Yeah, my exact thought, actually. And at least we got a win to this match. I thought if this match ended in a scuffle, we had that happen too much.
Yeah, but
they fought off.
There was no disqualification.
No, nobody got involved with the competitors.
Fair enough.
As Dragon Lee picks up the win on Scripps, and Dragon Lee turns his attention to Oba.
That's a grown man. I wouldn't want to do that.
I love it. I know they're trying to make him a bit of a heel here, but the crowd isn't going to let it happen. Every time he speaks, it's the new what? It's the who.
Yeah, right. They are fully for it. I could see this guy going at the NXT title sooner rather than later, respectfully, because they're strapping. If they haven't intended to, the crowd's doing it for them.
Mm-hmm. Oba versus Trick Williams, stand and deliver.
Jesus.
Might be the.
By the way, I guess I do have to course correct I know we talked about him being 22. I guess his mom's has been out there saying he's 25. So apparently 3 years makes a huge difference with still him looking like a grown-ass man.
He's huge. Who the fuck is this?
I don't want to know.
Did social gathering getting a little more like private party right now? Wow.
Nah, looking more like sorority party here right now.
I've seen the start of this movie before. I don't think we can watch the rest of it while we're live.
Normally that website has black and orange in the fucking
Anybody want to fill me in on who I'm looking at right now? Brittany Reese.
No one needs to be filling in anything, I feel, in this segment here.
Malik and Idris Anofi has a friend. Yeah, okay. So Dale with the fact check on this one.
Brittany Reese.
Is Brittany Reese not just doing Thea Hale?
She's doing, like, if anyone knows the name of like the 5th American Pie movie that came out and everything, I feel like she's doing something straight out of this, like some straight to bin, you know. Yeah,
Naked
she's out here on some Bandcamp bullshit.
Yeah, fuck. Spicy meatball. Will JC get a call up sometime soon? I don't know about JC quite yet. She's still kind of working her way out. I think there's people ahead of her on that call up sheet.
Oh, absolutely.
Blair Davenport.
Yeah, female Osprey. It's the same goddamn ring gear or same entrance gear.
Right? As we get a commercial for, oh, look, will that be moving to Netflix by Hulu? February 2nd.
They're going to be across every goddamn platform. Netflix, Hulu, CW, USA. Hey, what do you say? They're literally going to be goddamn everywhere. Peacock.
Right.
But I could see Netflix becoming down the road, depending on how this all pans out, the eventual kind of home for WWE content.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by MDB. I made a joke about the Southampton Institute of Technology. Chase U has become, have you seen my wiener?
Ask me about my wiener.
I can't believe we just said YouTube. You know, we're talking, relax. It's a hot dog reference.
Yeah.
Do you think Blair will be called up soon? Again, I don't know. I think you still have development to do, and maybe other women ahead of her on the depth chart.
That's the thing, is it's now becoming, not only are you going to call them up, it's where do you slot them in when you call them up. You don't just call them up to call them up. Now it's where can I slot you in?
Yeah, like we see what's happening with Isla and Alba is they got called up without really a plan, and now they're just in the abyss.
Right. Yeah, they even sat there and couldn't even cash in on their NXT title shot or their tag title shot.
Right. They gave her Thea Hale's old gimmick now that Thea Hale's gone all 50 Shades of Thea.
There ain't nothing wrong with it.
Thea Hale was just hyper. Brittany Reese is overly enthusiastic.
Yeah, she's on that good.
Right. Brittany Reese does not have a negative bone in her body. Looked like she was about to have 2, actually. Anyway, moving on. I'm just what?
Nothing. We're just gonna.
I didn't write the
keeping it moving.
Speaking of Thea, what happened with her and JC? They're still running. I guess last I saw that Thea had a crush on Miles Bourne, and I don't know. I still think JC is the one that screwed Chase U, right?
Eventually, Chase U was great, and now I feel like it's on the straight cliff dive dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's now split up, obviously tonight, T's and P's. The tombstone is getting made as we speak. But yeah, Chase U used to be kind of the staple of NXT.
Yeah.
And now it has ceased to be.
Well, is there a reclamation project in all this? Like the coming, like they get it all back together and they save the school somehow, some way. I don't know.
What do you do with, respectfully though, on a side note, what do you do with Andre Chase if there is no Chase U? Like, where does he go? What does he have? Like, you can't, does he just become, Simon Diamond or, Mean Dean there, or
Mean Dean,
comes,
like
yeah.
it, right? Blair Davenport for the win. Sorry, I had to leave the chat for a bit. That's why I asked. Oh, ask away and never be sorry. We appreciate you being here for even a second, my friend.
Right. Absolutely.
Hulu has SmackDown. Does it?
It might. I don't think it has. Well,
It
Fox
replays,
currently has SmackDown.
but it's
Uh,
the. Do they air the replays? I don't have Hulu, so I don't know.
yeah, we use enough streaming services. I don't even fucking worry about like Hulu
Right.
or Prime or anything.
Dale's with me, believes that JC Jane is the one that crippled Chase U in kind of a weird gambling scheme. Like again, like is Andre Chase is he supposed to go to like Gamblers Anonymous now? Like what is supposed to happen here?
But like what even character wise, what gimmick do you like give him? You're gonna constantly always just see Andre Chase. He's kind of like the genius. He's like Macho's brother there.
Yeah,
You
right.
kind of can't unsee that now. As Tatum Paxton out here with Lyra Valkyria, I respectfully really like what they're doing with Tatum Paxley.
I think it's actually helping Lyra quite a bit. Like when we got like no personality Lyra who just won a bunch of matches, we weren't really sure what to make of her as champion. But this little storyline, and Paxley's been huge. I think it's actually helping Lyra just as much as it's introducing us to Paxley in a better light.
Valid, very valid, 100%. Because I know you and I have not been big fans of Lyra. That's why we constantly call it Bird Lady and everything. Yeah, but that's very valid if it's actually giving her some bit of character, some back and forth of something to work with versus her just bland, generic babyface.
Right. And she just had maybe I need a little space conversation, which Paxley's not going to take so well. So here comes single white female.
Hey, and Mickey James, just gothic version.
Right. And here comes Karma Petrovic. And again, respectfully, we don't need the sword. I hate the props.
Kill Bill coming down the entranceway right now is Carmen Petrovich.
Yeah. Kill William Shatner. I almost said Shakespeare. That's hilarious.
So would have been a Bill. Yeah, I don't kind of need
Bill Shatner.
Much like it's like McIntyre with the fucking giant sword and everything. That we don't need, the let's fighting love. We don't need that shit.
And it just feels so out of place. And the same thing with Xia Li. Like Xia Li comes out with the blades and she does the little, demonstration, but it feels silly. Like it feels just not, it doesn't help. You're not like, oh, no, it's not a thing. Like it's like Steve Blackman with nunchucks. Like, what are we doing?
Nah, because Steve Blackman would really fuck you up with that shit. Like, I would believe Steve Blackman, like, that's some shit like you could actually hit with. Like, you're not actually taking a sword to somebody in the ring, but nunchucks are the little
run around with nunchucks,
baton sticks that he had. Oh, Steve Blackman used to be the OG 100%. He's one of my guys that I was a big fan of.
Lethal Weapon. He's right up there with he's like the American Lance Storm.
That's a perfect fucking analogy right there. You have Lance Storm, I had Steve Blackman.
There you go. Can we be serious here for a moment?
Can I do some martial arts here for a moment?
Right. Like he's Napoleon Dynamite or some shit. I always thought Chase U was going to go up against Alpha Academy. Maybe.
In a bowl game? What? Battle of the Universities. Rah rah shishkumba.
Yeah, right.
Oh, JV also brings up Big Boss Man's nightstick gimmick. Yeah, that was you never wanted to smack with them. Granted, I grew up with a top as a dad, so
yeah, but see that worked because he would like walk to the ring and as he was walking, he'd spin it and stuff. He didn't stop and do like a demonstration. That's I think my issue. Even with Drew, I don't like Drew and Drew McIntyre and his big sword.
I've heard he has a big sword. Yeah, he's got to sheath it quite often.
Yeah. Your mother's been telling stories about me again. One of the best lines in that movie, by the way. Hulu, not good. All right. At some point, won't NXT run out of gimmicks with all these new students? Nope, I don't think so. Wrestling's been going for what, 100 years? There's always new gimmicks.
More than you and I combined have been alive. So yeah.
And again, sometimes you get rinse and repeat, but yeah, no, there's always changeover, my guy. There's always evolution. Wow, nice kick.
Evolution is a mystery.
Apparently, Carmen is a legitimate 3rd-degree black belt. Canadian.
Oh. You gotta instantly throw that in. By the way, she's Canadian, just
right,
in case anyone was wondering.
And just for the record, I'm picking Blair.
Oh, okay. Shotgun drop kick into the corner. I hope Charlie Dempsey turns on Gulak and joins his dad.
Interesting.
Could happen, especially now that he's done his little, or is at least doing his run over in Japan there.
That match was flat as a pancake.
Yep.
It happened.
That was a thing. Moving on.
Yeah, no high point, no, just happened. I think we're going to get a Nikita. Everyone seems to be running in tonight. Oh, no Nikita.
Well, and is it interesting that as much as there was no high point, there was also not exactly a true low point. Like it just kind of existed.
Flat. Here's Ridge Holland.
UK Chris Pratt right now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Richard. I think that's what we just touched on is it's really helped. Like Tatum has found, she kind of came in very kind of generic and just trying to find her way. Now this is good for her, but it's helped Lyra. Lyra's had to show some personality, show some character, and now there's something intriguing around the women's title opposed to just another match.
Yeah, it does give her a bit of an actual personality versus, like as we've talked about before, the most we knew her as is Bird Lady because none of her promos meant anything, sounded like they were any bit of relevancy. This is actually a bit of an angle, a bit of a storyline for her that actually works and isn't just like her challenging for the title or her moving up the ranks or anything.
Here comes Ilya Dragunov. Lola Vice and her sister is WWE in WWE. I've heard Lola Vice's sister might get signed.
Yeah, well, I've at least seen the Twitterverse, the Thirstiverse, I guess you could call it, saying, hoping that Lola Vice's sister might sign because I guess she's expressed interest in being involved with WWE. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We've got still a lot. Lola's got work to do, so let's not, instantly expect of just, well, you're related to a wrestler, so you're fucking good at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got time. I mean, her sister looks uber young.
Man's doing research.
I gotta know. We gotta.
You gotta know. Pay no attention to the bookmarks. Pay no attention.
They're definitely related from a few of the pictures I saw. But I got Blair. Blair did get the win, folks. Does JC get out of Chase you screwing Chase U? What does JC get out of screwing Chase U?
I think right now, JC right now and NXT is more over than Gigi is. So she's come out. I know I joked it was Marty just kicked Sean, but she's come out the better out of this situation somehow.
Yeah, Marty, dusted herself off and got to work.
Rode a motorcycle into a hotel lobby.
There you go. I love this. Oh, no, that's 4-0. Ivy looks 20. Ivy does look very young. What day be called? Vice versa. Yes, Lola Vice and her sister. Vice versa.
Jesus. Well, so I wanted to touch on a thing as we're in commercial break that I heard you bring up earlier with the Ava Rain of she's got to come out and I guess the suit and the slacks here to be credible GM here.
A little bit, maybe not full suits and slacks, but something. I think they got to mature her a little. Like when she's coming out and making big decisions for the programming, and she looks younger and dressed a little more immature than some of the people she's talking to, it's hard to take her influence on people's careers a little serious from my standpoint.
I don't think anything she was wearing tonight would have been out of the line of, to an extent of its NXT. I guess it's got a younger vibe. Like I don't.
Your GM's
Like,
wearing a belly button.
I don't get the whole like what does she got to be out there and like the button up and everything.
Yeah, be more serious, be more professional. You're a GM. You're not just one of the girls. Like you got to differentiate.
You can still though wear some outfits and still look professional. You don't got to be out there like Stephanie. You know, I'm all grown up now.
I would model myself after Stephanie if you could. But yeah, no, I mean, like even tonight, like again, she's wearing like I don't know what you call it, a halter top. Like I'm trying to take you serious, but your belly button's looking at me, and it's really uncomfortable for everybody.
Fair enough. I don't want to stand on belly buttons here. No.
Drew needs bagpipes.
No. He needs, well, Christ, I can't even have that anymore. I was going to say he needs Smash Mouth. Somebody once told me.
Right. Ridge looking, and somebody said it and made me laugh. Looks like Star-Lord. That's funny. Someone said Ridge looks like if Stifler had no personality.
If Stifler never got with Fink's mom.
No, it was the other way around.
Oh, well, whatever.
Oh, wait, he got revenge, I think. You're right. Yeah, you might be right. Jesus with the God today. Wait, what? And today, repeat after me with the magic. I got that magic.
Right.
Like what?
Hey, sugar bomba.
Jacob,
Voodoo, running through my magic.
Right, Jacob, I think you might have entered the wrong chat. There's a
maybe, I don't know. Shimana higher, Shimana Honda out there.
Next week, NXT Heritage Cup, Von Wagner. What? Von Wagner versus Noam Dar.
Yeah, because remember that's what the whole you're the best around. Nothing's ever gonna keep you down.
That's funny because I used that for the call out today.
And
we are getting
Latina Heat next Electra week. Lopez. Sorry.
Yeah. And the other semifinal, Carmelo. How do you feel like Carmelo's definitely running interference on Trick getting to Ilya? Is it still working for you?
A bit, yeah, because I it's interesting again, like I said, I was one of those guys that was initially like, well, just bring him up, just move Carmelo up, like just Christ, even move Trick up, move Bron up, everything. You're like, well, where are they going to put them once they get up there? And then they become that wasted talent that just becomes, mid-card fluff. So I like it. I think it's really going to start to move to a focal point here because I feel like we've almost gotten there a couple times, but I'm still hooked in here.
Ava needs a sports coat. There you go. Yeah, I agree. I like it. I like what they're doing here. And again, it's dragging it out. It's, making you wonder. Ava will be like Sonya Deville as manager. Yes, I like that take.
I think that's the vibe, but I don't think she needs to have the same tailor.
Well, it wouldn't hurt.
I like this though.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh. No, I we can touch on that real quick because I just started the one I like. But do we get a Netflix championship?
No,
maybe.
Maybe could you
on a main event or something?
Here comes Trick.
We've got MDB saying Yawn Wagner.
NXT Stack next week, and we will be back live for it, folks, as we always are. Top 4 current NXT female talent to you.
And you, and you, and you, and you, and you.
Tiffany. Check. Fallon.
Okay.
Lyra. maybe. I like Lyra now. And
Okay.
Kiana James. Oh, I kind of like Lash in there somewhere. Lash
I
has
was gonna say that's the interesting shout there. Well, and you'd have some people even saying, "Well, what? No, Nikita? I don't think she qualifies."
she's
But
not
yeah,
there
I'm
yet. She's
interested
not
that
there
you
yet.
brought up Lash there.
Lash, I mean, is getting there. She's really close. I'm just trying to, as far as what we're getting out of them.
Roxy. By the way, we entirely forgot
Oh,
Roxy.
Roxy. I like Roxy. Yeah, maybe Rox bumps one of them out of the four.
Roxanne, Tiff, Fallon, Lyra.
Yeah.
I would say you could have like sixth man, seventh man of like Lola.
Yeah, I mean, my favorites on the show were Lola and, and
Well,
Electra.
who was it that we were just talking about that we mentioned that Kiana James
Yeah.
or Lash Legend, like they have depth 100% when it comes to the NXT women's division.
Yeah. At first, I thought Chase U storyline would swerve us, but I think it happened to repackage Chase, Duke, and Thea. That's a good shout, Richard. Is it just a reset? Like they have to go on their separate ways? Like, former Chase U members are now blank.
I feel like, well, it's a bit to me like the bar rescue situation that we've talked about. Of
Yeah.
they just ran their course and then they just had to implode. So
Yeah.
they
And
have
now,
to split apart because there's nowhere else for them to go.
yeah. And now we're seeing, Briggs get his own little individual push here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we do have Trick versus Briggs going on right now. So if you
Yes.
haven't done so, let us know who you're taking. I think we're both taking Trick. Whoop that
Yes.
Trick.
And this has got to be, is there another match on the docket tonight?
I don't think so. We're in the last 15 minutes. So I'm surprised of this NXT, I will say, hasn't been the best. It's been all right. I feel
Kind of
like
floated.
like the back end, the last half hour, last hour has been really like, here's some other matches we had. Nothing really built up, nothing really advertised, nothing really hyped.
Yeah, the first hour was definitely better than the second hour for sure.
The best match of the night was the first match of the night.
Facts. For heaven's sake, would someone remove Booker T from commentary and quickly? I don't mind him. I'm okay with Book.
What is people's problem with Book? I don't get the issue here. Do you not like ducks? Do you not go quack quack? Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of heat on Booker T, but I think he does all right. Especially, he's so ridiculous, and Vic is so straight, and straight arrow right down the middle. I think it works all right. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, you're good. Well, speaking of crazy, C Money's out here. That's that C in his name is speaking for crazy. Of we need to hear Big Nick spitting bars over Trick's music. Whoop that Nick. Oh God.
Start writing, my guy.
I was gonna say I don't need to be putting out no mixtapes, no none of that. No, I am not. You got to lose yourself in the moment. Mom spaghetti, none of that.
Right? Is Roxanne and Valkyria contract? Are we doing a contract signing? Maybe,
Is that
Jamie.
the main event tonight, or I think that might be next week. They did advertise it in the lower third, so or the corner there, so that's why Damien brought it up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, contract signing.
Again, I loved how everyone caught on with what we pointed out last night, to where the second Gunther's like, Sunday at the Royal Rumble, Saturday, this Saturday.
And they did it for everybody. Anytime someone said Rumble, it just popped up.
Like, yeah, but even now you got memes of like it's Rollins in an empty arena. It's like, Gunther showing up, on Sunday for the Royal Rumble.
I laughed at the diehard. Crazy.
They are a horde.
So, they are a horde of like just take every opportunity to be like, what a botch, what an idiot. You're like, yeah, you know what? Strip him of the title. Banish him from the company.
Exactly. That's enough. I hate to put it this way, but the lynch mob when it comes to fucking bosses and everything in pro wrestling is just insane. The Twitterverse will come for you.
Oh, it makes me. What's up, Daniel? How you doing? Ilya was talking trash to Trick. He was running his mouth. I like it.
Tell him, get up.
You want this? Book is all right. Like sure he grunts. A lot, but he's a veteran and knows about the business. Oh, Booker T. Yeah, I mean, his grunting and groaning and gravelly is kind of his gimmick, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's different strokes for different folks. Trust me. You don't sound like I sound. I don't sound like you sound. Anthony don't sure as shit don't sound like either one of us. So yeah.
Right? Oh, nice. Booker T sucks. He's far too over the top.
You
I
know
think
who? Sorry,
Ooh,
don't finish up because I was.
no, that's it.
I was going to say, you know who would be interesting if we're going to actually get this Briggs heel turn, and maybe if somebody stays down in NXT for a minute, I wouldn't mind seeing a tag team of like Briggs and Corbin.
I see what you're doing there. Yeah, yeah. What do you think about the fact that JBL kind of gave Briggs the rub last week?
Pause. But well, that's super interesting because I mean, was it super baggy like suit pants JBL, or was it actually, you know, Daddy Warbucks there, JBL?
Right. Mixtape Nick. Yeah, 1001 songs redone by Nick.
Track number 1, arm bar. Number 2, arm drag.
Trick at Rumble, 50,000 strong, saying whoop that Trick. Chris, you got a theory, man. I would do it. I'd pull the trigger on that. I would put him in the Rumble before I put Carmelo for that reason.
I think you'll see that more Royal Rumble 2025.
Fair enough.
Next year's Rumble.
No contract signing tonight.
No, but
okay.
Now you'd already get your Jey Uso, you know, big moments and everything. I think maybe by the time you would get a Trick, you'd be a little burnt out potentially. And I don't think it would be as big a response as we all think it would be, because this is still the Full Sail universe. This is still there week in and week out.
I don't know. It might surprise us. I'm curious. But good point. And we can't have everybody. Like, I don't want the Rumble just littered with people that aren't going to win.
Right.
And they did us a solid, Nick, because we know what, 7 men entrants and 6 women.
Yeah, don't say it too loud because we haven't made it fully through the week yet. But yeah, we still are far ways off from knowing 30 here.
Down goes Ilya.
Get out of my head.
Briggs just got out of a tag team, though. Yeah, valid point. Oh, wow. Carmelo.
Oh, he jumps Ilya, Ilya was showing up to try and interfere or get involved.
There it is. Oh.
Briggs sets up for the choke slam, rolls through Trick with a 1, 2, 3.
And then eats a clothesline. So Briggs digging in heel.
Oh, yeah. Maybe Bo Buchanan 100% is heel now.
Was Tatum an NIL signing? I think so.
Paxley? She might have been. Yeah, it's interesting to try and remember back that far. Yeah, that she might be.
Ilya's red in the face. Oh, there's the refs.
Yeah, now they show up. As Trick's we're getting the shove back and forth between Carmelo and Trick of saying, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah, because Trick does not want Carmelo in this situation.
Could this be where we get the out and out right turn? Because you've got Carmelo right now eyeing up Trick, and he's shaking his head. He's out there. What do I do?
Technically, the Rumble is littered with 29 people who aren't going to win. Potential, my friend. You missed the key word there. You know, I understand you're going to get some fluff.
Something.
I don't want too much fluff in the Rumble.
My God, tell me these were like every like chick that like thought they were too cool for everybody at like every like 90s, early 2000s like high school dance right now. Especially because they're not dancing with anybody, but they're sitting up on like the DJ equipment and the boxes and everything. Like, up on the steps of like, yeah, I don't want to dance with anybody. I'm just here, you know.
Mm-hmm. Though Thea Hale's crush, Miles Bourne, to the rescue. Fucking hell.
You're a zero. He's a hero. My hero. Awkward.
Right.
Bro, this is gonna, speaking of Netflix
alone.
deals, this is gonna be some fucking straight to, TV drama shit on Netflix. Chase You, the series.
She's all that up in the house. 3-10-1. There you go. Good record. My bad. That's super accurate for Thea and JC, right? 100%.
Oh, we are getting the contract signing.
Okay, it is the contract signing. There was mixed reports on this.
Mixed signals here.
Yeah. Lex is throwing out those creepy vibes. Hey, do you come here often?
Do you want to sit on my throne?
Riley Osborne versus Lex's King, I guess. Yes. It would seem that's where they're heading with this. So interesting enough. Two young talents trying to find their way in NXT. So give them some time. We'll see how that works.
Yeah. I think gonna be having some time in NXT for a hot minute here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't want to wait. I just read it until I realized.
Hey, well, the NXT is going to CW here in October 2024. So
yeah,
very much they could get to that whole Dawson's Creek vibe. They're getting there.
Yeah, JC and Thea are auditioning already.
Yeah, James Vanderbeek out there.
You're the Dawson. NXT doesn't do a lot of romance storylines, but they do them well.
No, they don't.
I let that hang like
No, they don't do them for a reason, because they don't do them well.
What was the last time other romance storylines?
Well, I mean, there's the real life one of Bron and Cora that didn't work out too well either. So
yeah, Yeet versus Wolf. Nick Paws. Olay Disney Princess Eyes, aka Roxana Perez. I love Rox. Let's be nice to Rox.
Roxana heel now. No, she's Scrappy Doo. She's there's Scooby Doo and then there's Scrappy Doo. She's one of those of when I see you, it's on site.
Right. She does. A lot of people make this comparable between AJ Lee, who I think there's a chance we might see her in the Rumble, and Roxanne Perez.
Let's light it up. Well, and then there was the images that were going around and everything for a while, like Punk's backstage at NXT, like working out with like Cora Jade and Roxanne of dad with his two daughters, sending it to AJ Lee. So there's obviously that not only perceived connection, but that very much contrived, forced connection.
Little bit. Dexter Loomis in Indy. All right, Chris, I'll give you points. I forgot all about that. What have you
they got married?
Where is Sam when we need him? I miss Dexter. Rox is a heel, got that one. Roxanne kind of looks like AJ, got that one. Who's going through the table? Damien asked this earlier and we missed it. So,
Paxley.
Paxley's a good shout. I like that. I'm gonna say Valkyria because of Paxley.
Okay.
Is it weird that Duke came into NXT with a gambler card playing gimmick, yet it's Andre Chase that bet the house and blew it?
You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away.
Crack number 8.
Yeah.
Could be a love triangle. Oh wow.
Because that's the thing is fucking mixtape. I should just do a goddamn playlist of like songs I'm staying on the songs of Wrestling for Life Network.
Yeah, 1,001 other people's songs done by Nick.
Oh right, just I do like terrible William Shatner shit, fucking karaoke.
Right. I'm a rocket man. Maybe Riley versus Duke breaks up Chase U. Interesting.
Maybe.
I don't know what's happening with Chase U. That is just a big giant question.
I think they're just done.
Over. Sayonara. We're gonna come back in 2 weeks and You're gonna have fucking Andre Chase behind that, the NXT building, just shaking him, scratching himself like Dave Chappelle.
Well, it's like what's the movie that we were referencing earlier? The name of the movie actually there with Justin Long and everything. Yeah, just watch that movie, and that's the story of Chase U.
Right? Well, they need the redemption now. They got to save the school.
Just dude out there, ask me about my year.
Yeah. The school moves to like a trailer in the parking lot.
What in the name of wannabe fan fiction Iron Claw is this?
The quarter pounder crew, man.
The quarter
Royale
pounder
with cheese crew.
The quarter pounder all cheese crew.
I hate this. This to me is like a shitty BCC knockoff.
It's that, like I said, it's fan fiction Iron Claw here. Like
I can bridge on my forehead.
We're just gonna randomly make sure we're smacking people with kendo sticks just to because it's a weapon. And we've got this stupid fucking like Microsoft Windows like blood fucking shit on the outsides there.
Yeah, the quarter pounder crew is not doing it for me. Oh, they're fighting. They're arguing.
Yeah, well, so Trick's arguing that Ilya wasn't trying to go after him, which Carmelo's arguing was, which he actually was. So Carmelo, oddly enough, who's supposed to be the quote unquote heel in this situation, is the one that's actually right.
Yeah. Will they get their shit? I think they make the finals and lose in the finals to Bron and Corbin.
And that's your blow up. Yeah, at Vengeance Day. That's when you get your vengeance.
Oh, shit. Maybe they'll lose next week, actually.
To Lewo?
Well, I mean, the final of the Dusties at Vengeance Day, correct?
Yes, well, yeah, because we're getting also advertised Trick versus Ilya for the NXT Championship. And Dragon Lee versus Oba Femi.
6-person mixed tag match official.
Hey.
Out of the mud versus the family.
I think, though, the way that Oba Femi might toss Dragon Lee, he might be looking for a femur instead of a Femi.
They should just be called Catch Crew. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, see? Don't you think she should, maybe put on a full shirt?
I'm not. There's not even a navel. I'm not upset about it. I'm not mad at it. You can have that
shirt. Just, I want to take you serious.
I'm not bothered by it, Grandpa. Old man.
It's like a teenager is in charge of
a jacket, young lady.
Yeah, like shit. It's like a fucking teenager's in charge of the show.
No, I don't mind it. I'm fine.
I like it with the guy with the wobbly eye was making decisions.
I'm fine with this.
Mello is innocent, Your Honor, as the prodigy.
If the Trick don't quit, you must have quit.
Facts. Blackpool Catch Crew. Yeah, pretty much. That's what it feels like.
I think they almost should be called more the Catch and Release Crew.
I'll take that. I like that. I'm sticking to quarter pounder crew though.
I like that. Well, I've tried to work it out of my mind of how you call certain people, the skid marks. So
the skid marks.
KJ hates belly buttons. Confirmed.
And
there was no navel.
There wasn't. The pants were higher than I thought. It's just a lot of torso.
I've never talked more about Ava Rain's attire than I have right now in this whole shit with you.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna make her the GM, like, don't dress her like she.
What offends you? What makes you take that seriously? Because I can see your midriff.
Right, I feel like she just came from the mall with a couple of her friends. Like, I want her to, like, look like a manager.
I don't expect her to look like a fucking 60-year-old woman out here when she's in her early 20s.
I don't want her. Maybe the problem is she shouldn't be running the show, but whatever.
Yeah, well,
when your daddy's in the company,
right? Your daddy's on the same level as Vince right now. I think she's not been presented enough in a situation or in a presence to make her feel warranted as she's the one holding court here. She's the authority figure
Yeah.
here, regardless of wardrobe.
And
she has
truthfully,
not been presented in that light.
facts. And maybe that's what it is. It's the overall package and then just the
The overall
attire.
package.
Young lady, where are you going dressed like that? Yeah, right. Trust me, my daughter's gonna fucking hate
I was
me.
gonna say,
Yeah.
tell which one of us is the parent and which one is
Yeah, no shit. Put some clothes on, young lady.
Put some fucking clothes on, young lady. I'm like, fuck it. There's no nipples out. You're fine.
I'm waiting for someone to rewind the tape and point out my whole fucking Latina heat saying fuck, it's a catch-22. I can't win. No, I think that Ava doesn't have the natural charisma that her father had. That being said, her father struggled to find his charisma early in his career. So I just don't get how it's almost like they gave up on her as a wrestler. They're like, just be a manager. You're like a 20-year-old rookie.
Yeah, like I said, it to me comes down to like right here, she does not convey anything that she's the one in charge here. She looks like so you can have that. But she just looks like she brought the two popular chicks in school, and we're just going to argue about why you two don't like each other. Like there's nothing that seems like she's actually the one in control of this situation.
Girls, come here. We need to talk. We need to talk. We need to get this together.
Yeah, but the whole time she's sitting there, kicked back, just sitting there going along with everything. Like she's out here just as much involved as we all are watching this.
Right.
Ava the Pebble Rain. Forgot the Pebble.
The Pebble. February 4th is on Sunday. Yes. NXT's next pay-per-view is a Sunday. Especially if you ask Gunther. Gunther showing up for Vengeance Day, not Rumble. Confirmed.
There we go. Well, I have my Arnold voice, and apparently now you have your Mean Girl voice.
Right? We got to be known for something.
Something at least. Do something strange for a little piece of change.
Right. I feel like we do that every night, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Come on, do it. Dance for the people.
I was waiting for a moment.
Smile at the people. Blow kisses to the people.
Lyra and Roxy are similar in the Paul. How high are you?
Right. Do you know who is who? Because one's from Ireland and the other's not. So.
Still 7 minutes on the clock, so we got lots to unfold here. And usually,
we're running over. But do we anticipate just now? It's the expected 10-minute.
Yeah, we're expecting the next 4 or 5 minutes still in play.
How many people with DVRs right now are thanking themselves that the fucking shit stopped? Respectfully here, because honestly, outside of this the first match, the first tag team match, this has been a slow decline. The brakes are giving out. We're rolling down the hill, hoping we're gonna stop eventually. There's been nothing to fucking keep this momentum going.
No, and I can always tell because you and I end up kind of fucking around, right? Like we end up getting a little loose. And
loosey goosey out here.
If the wrestling won't entertain you, we fucking will.
Right.
Look at Ava. Like Ava looks like she should power bomb.
You're the fucking authority figure. Step up and do something. She's fucking taller than everybody by a goddamn foot.
Wow, that was such a. Speaking of WB drama, that zoom in on Roxy's face.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Them eyes and everything. The fucking. I'm going to randomly turn to the side for no fucking reason.
Super kicker. Just super kicker in the side of the head. Give me something.
Somebody fucking do something here.
See, she's looking more like a podcaster than a manager. Lyra Valkyria looks like the manager of NXT right now.
Well, yeah, she's a little bit out here looking like, Gorgeous George and all that.
Prim and proper. She's so little. This is going to be a great match, though. I know we're talking a lot of shit, but
Roxy
is going to be great.
Great. Yeah.
I feel like Chris turned into Peter Griffith there for a minute of like, now rub her back, rub her back. She's basking in the ambiance, Money. What did Money say? She liked it. There you go.
Roxanne to me is somebody that, much like we talked about with Braun Breaker, etc., that Carmelo even that should have, we felt like, been called up to the main roster by now.
And sorry, Nick. Paxi was under the table the whole time.
Did I call it?
She's not going through the table though, is she? No,
I don't know.
I called it. No, I didn't.
Spooky.
I lied.
Oh, Roxanne goes to the table because of Tatum, so I had it asked backwards.
Yeah, and then I got it wrong too because I said Lyra was going to go through the table because of Paxley, so we both fucked up.
Well, there you go, and MD out here now. Keith.
Why I don't like when
this is clunky as shit.
Yeah, it was a flat fucking finish to this show. There was like 6 flat matches through the back half of the show.
Now, did they know that no one was going to be giving a shit about this show because we were going to be talking about Netflix and
they just mailed it in,
TKO and everything? They're like, we'll just have one good match, catch them in there, and then just fuck the rest of it.
Ava's first day on the job, and the show sucks. Way to go,
Constable Corbin! I see coming down the pipeline here. Tatum attacked Roxanne. Yes, she did. So, yes, that does it for NXT tonight for those who didn't see it. So, Tatum Paxley ended up putting Roxanne Perez through the table with a spine buster, and then it all became, Lyra going, "Why did you do that? We weren't supposed to do that."
I just love when they show the camera of Tatum coming out from under the table, and clearly everybody involved in the situation would have known that woman was there. And I know it's like, come on, it's wrestling, KJ, but don't be stupid. Make it make sense.
Yeah, a little bit. There is that suspension of disbelief, but let's not act like I don't have any belief here.
Yeah, pull the curtain down a
there
little.
Has to be some reality here. I find it funny. I'm transitioning right now to watching a Blade movie.
Yeah, folks, we take a rating out of 10 for all the shows. You can give us your rating on tonight's show, and we can talk about it. What did you like? What didn't you like? I mean, this one was a funky one for sure. Maybe we were sidetracked with all the shit that's going on, but Eric's giving it a 7. Table had to break, of course.
Right.
Against Roxanne versus Tatum next week. No, they're saving that one. Tatum might cost her the title.
Tatum might cost Lyra the title.
Facts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love Tatum Paxley, the stalker vibe. I love it. Hey, we all got to type, my guy. Been there.
I mean, right.
Mello and Trick are just 2 Utes. Just 2
Utes.
6.5 out of 10 says chair. 8. Wow, Dale liked it more than I did. 8 out of 10. Good show. The stalker storyline is good, but maybe it shouldn't happen every week. Yeah, I mean, or teases of it and not, but again, you're trying to build towards the pay-per-view. We got one more NXT before Vengeance Day, so I'm curious.
Yeah, you should have moments to where there's teases of it, not its full frontal stalker the whole time.
Yeah, maybe if you just ended with the backstage segment they had and they don't revisit it till next week.
Yeah.
I didn't love them ending the show with the contract signing. I didn't. I'll admit that too. It's a contract signing. The table always has to break. We actually broke that rule a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, with on SmackDown.
But
yeah, this whole, to me, especially the back half, the second hour of NXT was just a slow decline.
It was, man. I thought the first match was outstanding, unexpectedly outstanding. And then I really like Joe Gacy and Dijak, even though we didn't get the match. I like what's happening there. And Joe being this guy that he's nuts. You can beat him with a brick stick and he's still going to come after you. 8 out of 10 says Damien. But yeah, what else do we get of substance tonight that really Chase U was a little boring? I'll give bonus points for Lola and Electra because that was outstanding.
Well, MDB out here saying 8.25. We got Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Jada Parker on the screen tonight. Yeah, there was many things of substance.
Yeah, where's C Money with your 0 no Trish on this one?
Yeah, there was no just actual story here.
Yeah, but even though I felt the matches like Carmen versus Blair was meh, flat. There was no real uptick to that match in any direction. Yeah, I thought that match lacked, and I think both ladies are talented. Just the match didn't register.
But again, yeah, but there was nothing that was super low in anything either. Like it's one of those. It was just the blandest of bland. Like you said it earlier. Like I think around that match of it, just flat as a pancake, and that's how the whole rest of the show felt.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 says Damien. So a couple of people really enjoyed it. 4 out of 10 says Mike. 6 out of 10 says Larry. I'm kind of in that range tonight. 6. I think I like it, it's flat. So I'll give it that 50. A little bit of a bonus mark for some of the the Corbin stuff, and again back to Lola Vice and Electra Lopez getting some bonus.
The Rock said I got. I'm still KJ from the block.
Yeah, 6. I definitely enjoyed the vast majority of Raw better than tonight.
Fair enough. Well, there's a certain part of Monday Night Raw that I think everybody except for Anthony enjoyed, and I can't wait to question this man on why he did not enjoy it. But
yeah, no, that's definitely going to be a conversation for Thursday. I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm going to give this as many billions as WWE got today, and I'm going to give this a 5 piece.
5 billion out of 10 billion. It seems
yeah, 100%. This was a 5. This was a tale of two halves, a tale of two shows, or really a tale of one match and then the rest of the show. That first match was, you could put that on Monday Night Raw, and it would arguably almost been the match of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Versus the rest of that show was just flatline.
And again, I mean, you are a big proponent of how consistent NXT has been, and I'm right there with you as far as you've kind of sold me on the hopium there, and I'm kind of drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, I enjoy the Tuesday nights; it's been good. Tonight just wasn't one of their best ones, and that's okay. We got William Regal.
Oh yeah, well we forgot about that, but yeah, I was about to say of every time I've started pitching the Kool-Aid here, it's just been Sour Patch Kids out here.
That's a good way to put it, actually. Definitely Sour Patch Kids.
But yeah, I forgot entirely that we got William Regal out here tonight.
But a lot of it was fluffy to me tonight. Like the Chase U segment was stupid. Then Lexis hitting on Thea with Miles, and that kind of was stupid. It was just a lot of. I'll give it a 6. I mean, you give it a 5. I give it a 6.
I'll give it a 5.
8.25 out of 10. We got Lola. Got that one. That one's for Boston. The tag match opened the show and was the best part of the show. Facts. That match was great.
Like I said, you could have thrown that on Monday Night Raw, and I would argue, and granted, we'll wait to be seen, which, by the way, we'll be back here tomorrow for AW Dynamite, and how will the AW universe respond to everything that's been going on in WWE. But we've got
Adam Copeland and Suzuki. That's
I was gonna say we got Adam Copeland and Murder Grandpa. We've got Swerve versus Jeff Hardy, which I think is going to be interesting, and we've got Penta versus Hangman. So
we're gonna get a Jeff Hardy heel turn, guys, and it's gonna fall flat.
I think we're getting there, but
yeah. But why is it with Swerve? Swerve's busy. Swerve's supposed to be chasing a champion. We'll see. I mean, we talk about, we're talking about Drew McIntyre and Cody and Punk and Roman and Seth and all these names. And Tony, I think, has to pick his socks up. I'm really optimistic that it's going to be a fun show match-wise. But we'll see how it all comes together.
I'm interested and curious because with the bringing back of the ranking system, with the kind of good wrestling style matchup making to an extent versus storyline matchup making, if he's trying to harken back to the AEW of old, or if that ship has gone, like that ship has sailed.
No, and again, like the question here from Damien, are you excited for Suzuki versus Copeland? I'm not. And no offense to anyone involved, but maybe a little, but I'd rather see Adam Copeland versus somebody that matters to this company. Suzuki's just a pit stop. And will it be a fun match? Maybe. But a lot of Suzuki matches are the same. We're going to get a lot of slapping. We're going to get a lot of, pushing our foreheads together. What else are we going to get? We going to be blown away by this match? Prove me wrong.
I think it'll be a good match, but it's like you said, it's a one-off match. I would rather see this be a continuation or a lead up to something of a continuation between him and Christian versus just a one-off good match that pops, interest for a week versus something that continuously builds and pays off on the back end.
Even the idea, I have nothing, I got no problem with Jeff Hardy, really. I'm a big fan of Swerve. I think they should be pushing him. But, Swerve's, just involved with shit that he doesn't need to be involved with right now. Focus on the task at hand. Does every wrestler in this company really struggle with ADD? Are they unable to focus on what they want to accomplish? Why?
No, that's Booker.
Yeah, facts. So, but again, I'm very hopeful for the show tomorrow. I know, again, it's just on paper, the idea of Copeland, Adam Copeland in the twilight of his career, taking on Suzuki, who's in the twilight, past the twilight of his career, maybe. It just doesn't, I'm not thrilled about it, but we'll see how it turns out.
There's a lot of potential for really good matches. I'm interested if they can caveat that to progression for the rest of the show and the company and everything. I'm almost wondering, do we get a dance off between Jeff Hardy and Prince Nana? We get versus Swerve when I drop.
Well, that depends. If you're trying to turn him heel, I don't think so. Right?
So we don't get any.
They might do it. I mean, it is AEW where it doesn't really matter. We're just going to get where we're going.
Who turns heel first on Matt Hardy? His brother or his wife?
His wife already did.
Yeah, I was going to say his wife already been. How about a heel turn?
Yeah, part of me thought it was a work, the whole thing. I have no idea what was happening. I actually enjoyed this episode of NXT. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think the word of the night was flat.
Bland.
Sasha Banks and Trinity merch is on the WWE webpage. No way, Damien. Hilarious. Oops, who's fired? Who's fired?
Send me the clips. Send me the images.
Show your work. Too much filler. I agree with Larry. Too much filler. And again, the high points that were supposed to be really high, even Elia getting involved with Trick and Carmelo, didn't really get me all jazzed up tonight. It was just very bland.
Nothing got you excited beyond the first match.
Right. Tiffany in the Royal Rumble. I like that idea. I'm sure you'd be happy with a Rumbly epiphany.
I'm all the way for an epiphany Tiffany there in the Royal Rumble. But yeah, NXT tonight was a newfound glory song. It's all downhill from here.
Right. I love the boys that are just there was pretty ladies. It's a 7.
There was ladies. Yeah, but still respect of NXT's great at still trying to at least highlight and put to the forefront their women's division. Christ, they have a women GM, regardless of how you feel about her attire. But yeah, they very much try and put women towards the forefront of their wrestling program. Christ, we've talked about it. The first night of Halloween Havoc was pretty much almost an all-ladies pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, to your point, yes. As much as I'm not a big fan of, we're going to have a tag match, everybody. Come and gather around. But I'm not really into that whole situation yet. But, I mean, her dad's your dad. So,
So you're a Taurus and I'm an Aquarius. So that means you have to have a match with a Virgo. That's that type of shit. No.
We're going to have matches based on who sat where during lunch. With all that being said, last call on the chat, on the show, on the stream. The Acclaim versus the Embassy tomorrow. Man, it'd be hilarious if the Embassy won. I'm just saying. Right?
Just the giant fuck you.
Just a big circle jerk for everybody. Pause.
What is AW Pro Wrestling?
Raw was flat last night and NXT was flat at times tonight. I think Raw was good. The ending was flat. And I thought Raw was better than NXT.
Raw had arguably one of the best moments of pro wrestling in 2024 already, and it's still interesting. Let's just take into account everything that's happened so far in 2024, and we're still not even out of the first month. We're just tipping our toes in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, that whole segment, I'm more CM Punk than you are.
It all worked. It worked. I was very happy with it. I was very critical of the ending of the show and then the main event, but other than that, I thought, I give a slight edge to Raw this week. We will see. I mean, it's kind of in that floater territory as we head towards the Rumble. We will be back tomorrow for AEW Dynamite. I will remind everybody out there, be a friend, tell a friend, click all our links, follow us on social. Don't forget we have TikTok, and don't forget to click that little bell because God knows, like today, when we'll be popping up because there's 8 a.m. wrestling news.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And remember, nobody does it like we do, folks, even if they try. That's all I got, Nick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about the wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
All right, folks. See you on the flip side. Good night.